Yo. G5 Just TV in the building. We're just waiting for more people to tune in. Literally here for that Parker Morrison fight. That fight I'm looking forward to a lot. Also, Denzel Bentley, he's taken on Sam Evans, and Nathan Heaney, who's a dude who Frank Warren's been promoting very highly, supposed to be taking a step up fight in an IBO title fight. That fight I'm looking forward to. Not so much as the Zack Parker and Morrison fight. Don't know when the card's supposed to start. Probably in the next 20 minutes or so. None of the fights have even started, and there's like 9 fights, and it's already almost 8 o'clock UK time. So it'll be interesting to see what time this card actually finishes, because if Canelo starts, well, Canelo in like 12 hours time, it'll be interesting to see when this card actually starts. Andre Southgate in the building. Shout out to you, bro. What's good? What's going on, man? This is a good fight, even though fight Morrison can punch. I'm going either Morrison by KO or Parker by decision. Definitely going Parker by decision. I think even though I've seen Morrison had a decent, not a great fight, but a decent fight against Eubank. He just needs a little bit more about him. I don't really think he's gonna stand a chance against Parker, to be honest. I think Parker will beat him pretty comfortably. Maybe 10 rounds to 2, 9 rounds to 3 at best. I think Morrison's best chances are in the early rounds when Parker's trying to get to grips and stuff. But once Parker gets in a certain rhythm, it's going to be difficult for Morrison to even win the fight. But yeah, I see Morrison winning this fight. Morrison losing this fight pretty handily. I'm more looking forward to Denzel Bentley after seeing how he fought against Zack Heffron. Is his name Zack Heffron? Mark Heffron. And against Felix Cash. This is his first fight back after the defeat against Felix Cash. I think maybe he's fought since then. But this is his first fight back against Felix Cash. So be interesting to see how he does as well. Yeah, Parker by decision. I got Parker by decision as well, man. The card looks like it's starting, well, the promotion anyway. So we'll see. Nathan Heaney's walking into the building. He's just arrived. It'd be interesting to see how this fight goes, man. What is going on with Cash, by the way? Is he injured? I mean, I know he had the fight with Denzel, and they were really, from what I last heard, they were really trying to get him in there as a Eubank opponent for the end of the year. I don't know what's happening with him now. Personally, I haven't heard. Like, Eddie Hearn hasn't spoken about him, and it's a surprise because after coming off a win like that, and in a division where it's not that stacked, middleweight doesn't have a lot of top level fighters, especially in Britain. You know, you got Felix Cash, Liam Williams, Eubank Jr. Trying to figure out who else is at middleweight. I don't even know who else is at middleweight. Denzel Bentley, as I said, probably they might line up. I assume, and this is just me being honest, I assume the winner of Nathan Heaney will probably fight Denzel Bentley. Nathan Heaney will probably fight Denzel Bentley. Once they both get through their fights today, they probably will fight each other. I can see that happening. But other than that, I don't really know who else is at middleweight. I mean, it's a very weak division for British fighters, to be honest. Yeah, it surprised me too that they didn't promote him off that win. Yeah, I mean, Eddie Hearn hasn't really invested a lot in the British talent that much, other than Conor Ben. You know, he hasn't really put a lot of like Conor Ben, Boatsy. Other than that, he hasn't really put a lot behind a lot of the fighters. Uh, Andre Southgate, don't be surprised if Morrison gets a knockout for Parker for sure, though. He would definitely win more rounds over Morrison. Definitely, that's without a doubt. And he's going in there with a knockout mentality. But and I mean, I'm after. I don't know if you guys saw this fight, Conrad and Andre Southgate, but after I saw Zach Parker versus Daryl Williams, I'll never forget that fight. That's one of the fights I will never forget. I don't know why. It's just I've watched so many fights in my life, and I've never seen a more one-sided robbery in my entire life. And I will never forget that fight. Whenever someone mentions robbery, I always mention Zach Parker versus Daryl Williams. That is the most one-sided robbery I've ever seen, ever. There's no fight I've ever seen which is more one-sided than the dude lost. It wasn't even close. I gave Zach Parker 2 rounds out of 10, and I gave him 2 rounds looking to give him rounds. I mean, there was rounds in there where Jack Parker didn't even look like he was going to land a shot. That Daryl Williams versus Zach Parker fight, most one-sided. And I'm going to keep bringing that fight up because off the back of that, Daryl Williams has never fought since. And he retired after that, just down to the politics of boxing. And it's real heartbreaking. That was the most, oh, bro. I've never seen a fight more one-sided in my life. And yeah, bro, Conrad, that's my point. He retired after that. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that fight. When people ever mention robberies, I always talk about Zach Parker, Daryl Williams. If you haven't watched that fight, I am telling you this now from a dude who's watched in the last 10 years, probably over 100 title fights. That is the most one-sided fight I've ever seen in my entire life, my 23 years of living. I've never seen a fight more one-sided. What about Horn versus Pac? That was a robbery for sure. Not for me. I thought Horn won that fight. I'll keep it all the way 100. And that's if there's one fight me and Jeff always disagree about, and that's Horn versus Pacquiao. And I think Horn won that fight. I still think that to this day. I think Horn won that fight. I know people are gonna say that I'm smoking or I don't know what I'm talking about. I thought Horn won that fight. I definitely didn't see it as a robbery. Trust me. And bro, Andre Southgate, when I'm telling you, that fight is nowhere near as far. I'll give you an example. That fight, Daryl Williams versus Zach Parker, was as one-sided as Billy Joe Saunders versus David Lemieux. That's how one-sided that fight was. And I'm being dead serious. Imagine if David Lemieux got the win over Billy Joe Saunders. That's how one-sided that fight was. I'm telling you, go and watch that fight back. If you haven't watched it, go watch it back. That is the most one-sided fight I've ever seen in my life. And he got robbed. And I don't use the word robbery often. I think I've never used the word robbery in a fight before. That was the biggest robbery I've seen in my life. Biggest, by far. Everybody talking about Canelo today. Andre Southgate, have you entered the fantasy league? Because the fantasy league starts today, $500 prize. Canelo versus Plant. Yeah, join the fantasy league, Andre Southgate. It's free to play as well. Just go to g5jeftv.com. Williams versus Parker. Haven't seen it myself. We'll check it out for sure. Yeah, bro, please check that fight out. Check that fight out. You know what? Let me see if I can drop the link in the chat. How do I join? Is it free? Oh, bro, it's 100% free. It's a fantasy league, fantasy prediction league. This is the second season. the prize is $500. Jeff's got some other prizes. I think one of the prizes is a championship belt. He's got some other prizes that he's given out. We've got some new people in the league this season, so that's good. So yeah, man. Just go to G5. In fact, let me put the link in the chat while I'm here. 1 second. 1 second. I'll tell you exactly how to join, bro. But yeah, bro, it's 100% free to play. The dudes like Conrad's in the league as well. So you can either go from your phone or from your laptop, tablet, whatever. One second, bro. Sorry, bro. I'm literally trying to send you the link right now. So bear with me. Apologies. And Conrad, let me know, or Conrad and Andre Saki, let me know if you got the notifications. I assume today might have a bit more people in than yesterday. I assume because once the fights start, maybe people might not be in it, but I hope they do jump in. Uh, Impressive, Shane. You're only 23 and watch a lot of boxing. Where do you get the passion from? Bro, kind of born into it, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. My oldest childhood memory is Lennox Lewis versus Mike Tyson. So yeah, man, I just kind of born into it, to be honest. Um, yeah, it's not allowing me to put the link in the chat for some reason. But Andre Saki, all you need to do is go to g5jefftv.com and you'll be able to what's it called? Watch the make your prediction. All you need to do, g5jefftv.com. Oh yeah, I see you've already made your what's it called, your prediction. I just see it come through now. Ryan Garner's about to fight. This is a dude who I've actually spoken to on Instagram. I've actually seen him fight live. I've been to a few Queensbury shows in my time, probably maybe 4 or 5 Queensbury shows. And Ryan Garner's been on a few of them, maybe 2 of them. I've seen Ryan Garner fight. He's supposed to be fighting another British dude. I don't even know who the dude he's fighting, to be honest. Let's see this guy's record. Uh, uh, Ryan Garner is fighting a dude called Pedro Gomez. So he's not a British dude. He is from Portugal. Never seen him before in my life. But yeah. Yes, I got the notification for this live. Fair enough. Still, I predicted, let me know if you got it. Yeah, I got it. It came through, bro. Came through. I mean, we got a few new people. As I said, it's completely free to play. So that's good. Also, by you signing up to the um uh prediction league, you're also part of our mailing list. So like whenever anything G5 Jeff TV that happens, you'll be alerted, obviously. So thank you for doing that. That's great support. Let's see how this fight goes. Ryan Garner is a very funny dude because he sometimes he tries to fight slick, but then sometimes he tries to put on a show for the what's it called, for the fans with a stadium full of fans, I assume he's going to be a bit more aggressive today. He's already come out on the front foot pressing, but he's boxing behind this high guard, and he looks like he's trying to target the body. He got a bit of bounce to his feet as well, Ryan Garner, but the dude he's fighting just looks so athletically better than him. He's fighting a bit rigid and all over the place and quite sloppy and messy, but in terms of just raw foot speed, he's covering the ground much faster than Ryan Garner. But again, Ryan Garner is one of those dudes that rely a lot on a high guard. Slips and slid there, but not so much slipping and sliding on the way in. That was a good body shot from Ryan Garner. When he throws his shots, though, he doesn't really get his head off the line. It's when he stops throwing, that's when he starts to slip. But once he starts throwing, his head is pretty straightforward. This dude is just throwing wild haymakers. The dude he's fighting, like literally, he's trying to catch Ryan with one massive shot. What is very evident is both of these dudes are loading up on punches. You can clearly see that neither one have the punch power to stop the other one. It'll be interesting to see how this fight goes down the line, if they're able to sustain this pace and pressure, because they both started throwing some big punches. The good slipping and sliding. Ryan Garner, when he's not throwing punches, he's got good defense. But when he's throwing punches, he kind of just keeps his head straight up in the air. He almost got caught with a good counter punch there. You can clearly tell, again, a very good slip there. His head movement is good head movement. The dude is literally just rushing in with these punches, literally just swinging all over the place. But that was good head movement. I'm going to say this, Shane. Sorry, man, but I advise you to take a photo of the rankings in the league now, because from here on out, I will be on the top permanently. I like the trash talk, bro. I like the trash talk, bro. I'll be honest, yeah. I'm gonna try my best to win it, but Jeff is ridiculously good at predictions. When I mean ridiculously, like this channel started with Jeff being fantastic at predictions. Like, this is a dude who predicts fights and predicts rounds. He's also a dude who predicts draws. This dude is ridiculous at predictions. So he's the one who won the league last year. He won the league last year. So he's gonna be the man to beat. I won't lie to you, Andre. If you really want to prove your point, if you beat Jeff this season, as much as I'm gonna try to win myself, I know it's gonna be difficult to beat Jeff. Jeff is real good at predicting. I will say that for free. Conrad says, "Dream on, yeah, bro. It's gonna be interesting, definitely." But yeah, as we see Ryan Garner again coming out swinging. The dude is doing one thing really well. He's trying to catch Ryan Garner in between his shots. So he's not just guarding up. When Garner's throwing, he's throwing as well, and he's definitely trying to catch him on the way out. The thing that Garner's doing real well is he's not admiring his work. He's throwing and moving. He's getting his shots off and going, which is real good. That was a good shot he landed there. Good short little left foot, but he's throwing a lot of body punches, Garner. I'm assuming he's trying to wear the dude down. The dude he's fighting, I mean, if he can maintain this pace, he would have an incredible engine, because he's moving. When he's moving his feet, he's at 100 miles an hour. When he's throwing his punches, it's got, like, he's putting all his power, all his energy into every punch. So if I'm Ryan Garner, I'd be looking to wear the dude down with body shots like he's doing. The punch variety is just phenomenal from Ryan Garner, to be honest. Could do better at moving his head while he's throwing punches, but overall, he's doing well. I'm not going to lie. I like a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing. The dude does look like he's going to get worn down. I don't think he's going to be able to maintain this pace for much longer. He's probably got another 2 rounds at best, where the body shots that Ryan Garner's been putting in and the effort that he's been putting in, it's going to start taking its toll on him, in my opinion. That's what I think anyway. I could be wrong. definitely be wrong. The dude's punch is already starting to look like he's pushing them. Like it don't have the same amount of pop on it. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, man. We'll definitely see how it goes. Definitely. Ryan is still able to push him back though, which I like. Good body shot from Zack, from Ryan. Again, he's just starting to pick him off now. I think the dude came out of the corner literally like a gun. But the body shots, the punch selection is really wearing down this dude. Ryan Garner has really made the dude work when he wants to rest, and he's catching him in between shots. Now he's really starting to. I mean, I would love to see Garner going for the stoppage right now because the dude is just throwing shots and he's so off balance. He's getting caught in between his punches. Again, he's just loading up on punches on the way out, and Garner's just telegraphing all of the shots that he's throwing. He's just seeing it a mile away. I really hope Garner can get the stoppage because that'll be an impressive performance. A real impressive performance. Probably get fast tracked and moved on to bigger fights after this. What time is the Canelo fight? What country are you in, bro? 'Cause I know what time it is in England. I think it's at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m., something like that. I'm probably going to wake up at 4 a.m. to watch it. So I don't miss it. I want to watch Ray Vargas as well. Ray Vargas is supposed to be on that. Um, Again, he's going to the body. He's already started by going to the body already. This run I'm really going to be looking at how the dude fights because if he's still swinging, I'll be looking for Zack Parker to I keep saying Parker Garner to wear him down, and actually he could potentially get the stoppage. That was a good shot. He's got to keep him working and got to keep him going to the body. I think maybe Garner's felt the pace a bit himself because he hasn't come out as fast as he was before, and he's looking to counter instead of lead. But that was a tremendous left hook. That was a tremendous left hook that he landed there. I know there was a trick with it as well, but that landed flush on the chin. That had the dude going back. I know he was again another left hook. What a punch. That was a tremendous punch by Ryan Garner. He's really starting to load up on these punches. These singles are landing well, but he needs to be careful. Wow, this dude swings wild. I mean, he loads up on every single punch he throws, this dude. I mean, he almost swung himself off his feet. I know if it lands, it might cause problems, but if Garner can land at the same time as well, oh my gosh, that was a brilliant punch. If you guys are not watching this fight, Garner is putting on an absolute clinic, and the dude's wild swings is just making it even worse because he's catching him on the way in and he's catching him on the way out, and he's still able to slip. What a fantastic display he's putting on in this round. And I don't normally talk up British prospects, but he's doing well in this fight. I mean, the way he's countering, catching, slipping, and sliding, he's making sure he's defensively responsible. What he does even well is he doesn't admire his work, as I said. He will land the shot and then just make sure he steps out of the way so nothing is coming back at him. You said you're in New Zealand, so that means you're like 12 hours behind us. So you're 12 hours behind. It's going to be like 5 p.m. for you or 4 p.m. for you. But yeah, he hasn't gone to the body as much as I expected, Garner, which I think he should have done because that would have wear the dude down. I think the dude is really trying to go for his last swing because he's throwing a lot back at. He's gone for a little bit of an attack right now, doing a little bit of an attack, but I do think he's throwing a lot of shots, and a lot of these shots must wear him down. I mean, he can't maintain this level of what's it called? Garner, I would hope he improves his punch power. But he's at a weight class where you got dudes you hit real hard. He's at 130, but you got dudes like Shakur, like um um Oscar Valdez. You still got Bachel around. Tank Davis if he decides to go back down to 130 with a lot of power. So I hope he has a bit more power to show. Ring walk is supposed to be 4 a.m. UK time. So yeah, you're looking forward to that. A few more people made their predictions today while we're on live as well. That's good. 4 p.m. All right, thanks. We'll get the whiskey ready for then. That's funny, bro. What time is it now for you? What time is it over there in New Zealand? I really hope like Garner goes out there and starts to work him a bit more, go back to the body work that he was doing earlier in the fight. The dude is throwing so much telegraph punches. Whenever Zack Ryan Garner's leaving, he just leaves. This dude just throws this wide shot. So he doesn't really. If the dude starts to throw the shot straight, he might have a bit of success. But everything he's throwing is just so predictable. I would try to target the body again. 9:15. So you're actually 12 hours ahead. No, 13 hours ahead. So, bro, it might be 3 p.m., bro. 3 p.m. your time. 3 p.m. New Zealand time. I think the dude's gonna get the duck to the point right now. Yep. Is he gonna get the duck to the point? Probably one final warning. The dude's probably getting a bit frustrated because he's getting beaten like every single round. He's getting comprehensively beaten, and he's getting made to miss real bad. Like he's swinging at oxygen most of the time. 3 p.m. Okay, that's different. Would have missed Canelo stop plant. Yeah, probably. I mean, it's supposed to be 4 a.m., but it's never ever the actual time, unless they push it forward, which they rarely do. I think the ring walks will probably be something like 3:15, 3:30 your time. UK prospects always look fantastic against these kind of guys. They step up and get crushed. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Because they have that swagger and confidence against dudes like this. But once they start to step up, where they then just they lose that confidence. You know, they lose that swagger. You see how he's fighting with his hands down and he's slipping and sliding. He's fighting like sorry to say, but he's fighting like a black fighter right now. The way he's slipping and sliding. You'd have thought he's from Philadelphia. Because he's just pot shotting, landing some good shots. But I would target the body a bit more to get time. Once you have whiskey on the rocks, there is no time after that point. Bro, oh, that was a good straight right hand. The dude's a southpaw, which is saving him because that left hook to the body that he was landing earlier in the fight is gone. Because Brian needs to go back to trying to win the battle of the footwork. Get his left foot on the outside of this dude's right foot and start to go back to the body again. Good head movement again. The dude's got some good head movement. I won't lie to you. I have to give him credit for that. He's got some good head movement. I'm surprised Will Stokes ain't in here bigging up his British fighters. A good straight right hand again. He's doing some good full counters. He doesn't stay in the pocket a lot though, which I'm assuming is because this dude is pretty wild when he swings. For some reason, this dude just always loses balance when he's throwing punches. I don't know if his feet's crossing over or he's just pushing shots off the back of his heels. I don't know what it is, but just losing a lot of balance, a hell of a lot of balance. We are 29 minutes in the live. We ain't even one fight down yet. So I assume I'm going to be on live for at least 3 hours. Which means right now it's 8:19. So I'm going to probably be on live until 11:19. Probably get sleep. Probably go sleep around 12 to wake up for the big fight of Canelo versus Plant. That should be dope. he must have watched Loma versus Teal fight. Loma versus Teal fight, losing rounds on purpose. No, the dude is trying. The dude is trying to win the fight, but he's just not good enough. He's just not good enough. The dude is actually showing a high level of intent, but it's I guess that's where it ends because he ain't showing a high level of nothing else. I mean, the dude's missing literally like he's fighting oxygen right now. Literally like he's got a problem with air because that's the only thing he's eating right now, that he's hitting right now is oxygen. Him and oxygen must have a real problem. See, he's gone back to that shot to the body, but now with 3 rounds left, depositing that money in the bank is probably not going to be as useful. The reason why it's difficult to go to the body because this dude is always going to the head and he's loading up on punches, and you don't really want to be trading headshots with body shots. You always got to keep your one eye on the fact that this dude might land that one good single. Again, he tried to go to the body and the dude landed a single there. This is probably the dude's best round, but he's just still losing balance. I don't know if he's got an Achilles problem, but every time he's pushing off his heels instead of sliding his foot back or bouncing back off his toes. That guy has zero balance. Yeah, I don't know what is wrong. Maybe he has an Achilles problem. It reminds me of when Gamboa fought Tank, because Gamboa was another dude who kind of had, when he was walking around the ring, he was pushing off his heel maybe to protect himself, or when David Haye fought Tony Bellew, but that was more evident. This dude is literally just throwing punches. So I can't really say. Maybe he's just putting everything into every shot. Like it's very difficult. If I was Ryan Garner, I wouldn't know if the dude's tired, if the dude's hurt, if the dude's injured, if the dude like just how he fights. He's just very awkward. And because he throws these big wide swings, shots that you probably don't want to get hit by, you don't want to take the chance. Ryan Garner's really had to work on his walk down game in this fight because this dude is really doing a lot of moving. A lot of moving. Like he's doing this back foot powerhouse game. Yeah, this dude is doing a lot of in and out fighting right now. He hasn't once tried to go on the front foot and dominate a round off fighting off the front foot or even from the middle of the ring even. Done a lot of fights just straight off the back foot. Garner really, he's cruising the fight. This round's probably the dude's best round. Probably give that dude that round, to be honest. I do have I do have to go, guys. I may see you at the top of the league. If not, I understand how it works. I see you. Don't leave me alone with Shane. No, but it's cool because as the fights go on, I hope more dudes will be in the live to jump on because I guess it's just the first fight and there's not even that much people in the building yet. So eventually, there's gonna be more people to jump on. Where are the English people? They're gonna come in eventually. I'm not even from the UK. Yeah, I know, bro. They're gonna come. Conrad, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like you've watched hundreds and hundreds of fights because there's not been one fight I've ever mentioned that you haven't watched before. So how old are you, firstly, and how often do you watch boxing? Like, do you watch every fight card? Because it seems like you do. He missed that one by a mile. The dude spun right in there. Looked like he swung and he almost got spun. He dudes have had some wild swings in this fight. Okay, we'll stay a bit longer. Respect for that. Ryan really needs to work on his front foot game because it's been pretty weak. You know, he's got to step in behind punches, just like he just done there. You can't just charge in behind the high guard. Get your left foot on the outside of his right foot and step in behind punches. You know, behind the long jab, behind the double. You know, you got to really try and good punch. This is much better. This is much better. I watch all cards I can watch, but I don't focus on all fights. Fair enough. Do you how old are you? And like the reason why I asked because I don't remember there ever being a fight I've ever mentioned that you haven't watched before. And I always see you in other people's live streams. And that's what I find quite intriguing. This fight's been a bit, I don't want to say boring, but we've seen a lot of missing. And the back end of this fight, I feel like a lot of both dudes are, I don't want to say they're comfortable with the way the fight's going, but no one's really tried to make an adjustment to change the pace of the fight or to do anything different. The dude who's fighting these fights is disgusting styles. It's horrendous how he's fighting, to be honest. I just feel like the thought of him missing so much punches is actually sickening to my stomach. Like I'm disgusting. 35, but there were some years where I didn't watch boxing. Fair enough. I can understand that. You being from Germany, those years where Klitschko bros were stinking out the boxing in Germany. When I just got to college, staying off topic, what do you think of Fury? Do you think he will lose to any of these heavyweights? Good question. Um, I feel like it depends on how much heavyweights and how active he fights. I feel like nobody is an unbeatable fighter, but if you maneuver yourself correctly, you can be unbeaten. There's a difference. Some fighters can lose, but it's when you like he almost lost already when he fought. Obviously, he fought Otto Wallin. He almost lost to Deontay Wilder in the first fight. I mean, he's lucky that the ref even done a count. He also lost to John McDermott. That was a close fight. So he's even the Derek Chisora first fight, that was a close fight as well. So yeah, man. He's lost. If he does continue to take these tough fights, he can lose. But he does seem like a dude who will kind of take the Floyd route where he just takes those specific fights to hang on to his resume at this point because he doesn't really have much to prove. So I think he can potentially go throughout his whole career unbeaten. No, lol, I watch all the Klitschko fights with my dad. I feel sorry for you, bro, because some of those Klitschko fights was real boring. That fight was probably, no, that wasn't even my worst fight. Actual Shorts wasn't even my worst fight. One of my worst fights was Klitschko versus David Haye, Klitschko versus Povetkin. Those are my two. The fights that I didn't mind was Klitschko versus Pulev. I didn't mind that. Klitschko versus was his Klitschko versus Char. That was a good fight from Klitschko. Klitschko versus Peter. Klitschko versus Fury was a trash fight. Klitschko, what else fight did I not mind from Klitschko? I liked when Vitali fought Shannon Briggs. That was a decent fight. Klitschko versus Marius Wack was a decent fight as well. I hear you. Conrad, that's awesome, man. I've got these magazines of a whole boxing album from a long time ago. I've been watching it as a little kid myself. Yeah, bro, I'm gonna show you guys something. 1 second. In fact, I can't be bothered to show you because it's so far. But if you follow me on Instagram, like I have almost, I think, 70 ring magazines, like from 2004 to I think the latest one is 2011. No, the latest one is 2014. That's the latest one. But I have like 70. In one Instagram post, I have like I have like 25 on in one box, and I have like the rest in another box. I've never counted it, but I have quite a lot. Uh, Andre Southgate said you used to be dope when they would play those classic fights in ESPN. It's a shame they don't do that anymore. Yeah, I mean, I was hoping the Zone done that as well, because the Zone was really getting into, like, when they were uploading those fights onto YouTube. You know, I would have loved to see them in between like fights instead of hearing some of these crap pundits talk about boxing. I'd rather just watch a fight from the past. I can't even believe it. We've almost been on live for an hour. It was gonna be a struggle because the dude that Ryan Garner's fighting, as I'm looking up his resume, he's only lost once, and he lost to Ricardo Fernandez, who, oh, it's not the Ricardo Fernandez that I thought. Not the Ricardo Fernandez that I thought. See who this dude's fought. Yeah, he's fought nobody that I know. He's probably gonna be another, what's it called? Hopefully he gets moved a bit quicker, Ryan Garner. You know, but let's see who there is that super. What weight class is this for? It's for a super lightweight. So he's fighting at Josh Taylor's weight class. There's quite a lot of dudes at that weight class that he's gonna have to watch out for, to be honest. But if they move him correctly, he might get himself in a good place. We're poor, we were poor, so no pay TV. Oh, we were poor, so no pay TV. I get you. We could only watch what was on German TV. I get you. I get you. Um, Klitschko, the German boxers like Schulz, Mask. I don't know who that is. Mikalovsky. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And at night, replays from US fights. Yeah, man. I mean, I kind of grew up in the era where I remember when Sky and Box Nation, they used to do the night after a big fight, the morning after the big fight. And I always remember Sky used to do this show where they used to show like the highlights or the fights. And I remember they used to do, like, obviously at this point we're talking about when they used to do those tournaments where they used to have dudes fight 3 times in a day on Sky Sports. I can't remember that show, how they used to do that. And the next day, the American fights used to come on this show that Johnny Nelson used to host. It was Johnny Nelson and Adam Smith. The fights used to come on then. And then there was also the fights that come on Box Nation. That's how I remember watching a lot of fights like that, especially fights that was a little bit before my time. Those fights used to come on Box Nation, and every time I used to like watch TV, if there was nothing to watch, might watch one of those fights. That's kind of how it was for me. But that was on Sky Sports. So unless you actually paid for your Sky subscription, you actually wouldn't get it. I mean, the dude actually celebrating this fight like he won. I don't know what drugs he must be smoking. The only fight he won was a fight between him and Oxygen, because that's the only thing he was hitting all night. The zone should do that, man. They don't have enough fights on there. That's my point. They should do a lot. They should do that. They should do that. I know they're trying to flood the market with a lot of these international Spanish, Italian, and no disrespect to those countries, but it's not good enough. I would prefer if the zone went to some place like Germany or Poland, because in those countries, whilst the fights ain't that high level, they at least are competitive, especially in Poland. Those fights are real competitive. Conrad Boxing, it is crazy how accessible boxing is these days. Trust me, like for me, all you need to do is go on YouTube, pick up a stream. I couldn't tell you the last world title fight that I didn't watch. I mean, other than minimum weight, I don't watch minimum weight at all. But I couldn't tell you the last fight. Conrad, most people just legally stream boxing nowadays. I mean, the reason why the reason why a lot, especially with me, a lot of American fights, they don't get shown in the UK, so you have to just stream it. I don't know why that dude thought he was gonna win. I don't know why that dude thought he was gonna win. The dude clearly lost about 7 rounds, 6 rounds at best. Only real fans will pay for it. I'm not going to lie, Shane. I know you said G5 is good, but most of my predictions on my channel have been spot on. I ain't trying to promote or anything like that. It's saying don't be surprised. Nah, bro. Bro, don't feel like you have to justify yourself. If you feel like you're that dude, when it comes to predictions, talk yourself up, because other people will. You know, I know you might try to be one of those sneaky dark horses that might try climb up the ladder slowly, but if you feel like you're that dude, then speak what you want to say. You know, if you feel like you're gonna win the league, then say it. You know, if your predictions are spot on, then be confident. You know, I don't know if you got a lot of dudes in your channel who are into boxing predictions, but get them on the chat, get them in the fantasy league as well, so they can test their what's it called, their boxing knowledge against you. You know, so is a little bit of bragging rights on your channel. You know, so whoever wins, you can get a bit of bragging rights on your channel, especially if you feel like you're that good. If I win the league, time will tell. I mean, a lot of people have spoken a lot of trash this season. I mean, I know Joseph Groat has. I know Guy English has been talking that trash as well. Blunt and Jeff have already come out and said they're winning the league. I'm not gonna talk so much this season, because last season I didn't do so well. I came mid-table, which is pretty poor by my standards. Like, I should have been coming at least top 3. I didn't even reach the top 3. I was way off the top 3. Yeah, a few guys have entered different leagues on other channels, but I believe this channel is the real deal. There's other channels with fantasy leagues. I didn't even know there was another. I've never heard of another. Onrad, let me know what channels have fantasy. I literally search them up right now while I'm on live. I ain't got nothing better to do. What other channels have fantasy leagues? Because I know IFL done their little fantasy league thing a little bit after us. But if yeah, bro, I've never heard of any neither. Andre, let me know if you've heard of any. Let me know what ones the people on your channel have heard of, because I know when we were doing it, I know there was no, because Jeff started by doing it, but he never done it officially. Because if you go on Jeff's channel early in the channel, he used to do this thing called streaks, where he would predict fights, and people in the comment section will predict fights on his breakdown and prediction videos. And if he wins, he'll give himself a streak. So I think at one stage Jeff was like 35-1. Like 35 correct predictions and 1 wrong prediction. So I know that was in 2017. And then it was last season where we decided to make it proper official. For sure, man, I'm not sure, brother, but didn't bother looking, to be honest, in that guy that if I watch a channel, it has to be good. You guys prove that to me. No, respect. No, thank you for that. We basically just talk as much boxing as we can, but you said there were other prediction leagues. I just want to know what other prediction leagues there are out there, because I've never heard of them. I've honestly never heard of them at all. And I'm being dead serious because when we came up with that idea, we we were always under the assumption that there was no one else that we could do that with, because if there was another channel who had it, we would have just been on their channel and joined their prediction league, but we've never seen it. So yeah, let me know what the name of the channels are so I can actually see how their league is and how their league is run. Never seen another one. I know IFL done theirs briefly. I don't know if they still do it, but it's not anywhere. I don't know what it's doing, and I know they try to do it a little like, I don't know what it's doing, to be honest. All due respect to them, though. Um, James James versus Greener. Let's see who's on that card. I didn't even see this fight. But yeah, Zach Parker got the win. D Hodges, shout out to you, bro. Jeff isn't in the building, unfortunately. He said he's gonna jump on. I don't know when, but if he doesn't, it's just me. We're just tuning into this British fight. We got like another 2 hours left before maybe 2 hours before the main event at this rate, because I don't see none of these fights ending early. It's kind of why I don't really like cards without heavyweights. Or do you know what is up with Raps on TV, by the way? Haven't seen him for some time. I don't know him personally, but my man, Boxing Lowdown does. So if you really want to not find out how he is, shout out our message Lowdown, and he'll definitely know, because Raps on TV is like supposed to be close with Lowdown, and I spoke to Lowdown yesterday. But in terms of me personally knowing Raps, I've been in the same lives with him before, courtesy of Lowdown. But in terms of on a personal level, to know him and speak to him like how me and you are speaking, no, I don't know him. And I don't know, maybe you gotta understand, Conrad, a lot of when you're doing this YouTube stuff, a lot of these dudes have personal side stuff that they're doing, and YouTube is very time consuming, extremely time consuming. Like you have to do videos, edit videos, prep videos, you have to watch fights. You might have personal life, you might have a wife, kids, whatever, a job. It's very time consuming. So maybe he's just realized that he doesn't have the time for it. I don't want to speak for him. I don't want to speak for him, but maybe that could be the case. There's a lot of dudes who I really like watching. I really, really like watching, and they don't do videos anymore. One of them who I used to watch religiously was a dude called Mr. Boxing Today. I used to watch him religiously. I haven't heard from him in a long time. So it's the same thing with a lot of these dudes. Sometimes you just got other things that they have to do. Ethan James versus Greener. I mean, I hope this dude has a little bit of knockout power. So, bro, I say that he's had 6 fights at super lightweight and not one knockout. So this fight's going the distance, unfortunately. They should interview referees after close fights, man. They used to do it back in the day. Would be good for fans to get clarification of split decisions. Let me tell you something, Andre Southgate, and I've said this so many times, yeah? And the next fight I go to, trust me, what's just going to happen? I'm going to do something different. After a fight on a close card, like where there's close cards, what happens is everybody, the judges give their scorecard to the referee. Once the judges give the scorecard to the referee, all the fans are watching the referee. The judges literally just disappear into the abyss. We don't see them. We don't see where they go. It's like they just disappear. Nobody sees them. And I've been at fights ringside. Literally, I can show you like fights where I'm literally ringside, and the judge is there. The referee calls out the scorecard. They'd be like, "Oh, what kind of scorecard was that?" Or that was a poor scorecard. You look, the judges are gone. They're literally gone. They've disappeared. It's like I don't know how they do it, but the next time I go to a fight, I guarantee the next time I go to a fight and I'm ringside, there's no way the judges are going to be able to get away from me. No way. I guarantee you. The judge or the ref. And you know the funniest thing? Like there's been a few times when I've been in, like, there's 2 times where I've been in a hotel with like the fighters and the judges. And you know the referees and judges during the what's it called? During like the press conference weigh-in, they're in the hotels with everybody, but you just think they're just normal people. You don't think they're judges or referees until you're actually in the ringside sitting there and you're thinking, oh, this dude is the referee, because you've been seeing him around the whole day, but he just wears casual clothes. You don't know who he is, but he ends up being a referee. If I know that, I would have probably spoken to them before the fight. I don't know if they're legally not allowed to do interviews or anything, but like, yeah, something that I'm gonna definitely pay attention to next time I'm at a fight. Trust me. Shout out to D Hodges. Yeah, that is why I don't start a channel. Watching boxing and making videos about it are different things. Now, definitely, bro, it's something that I wouldn't, unless you are really, really into boxing. And Jeff started this channel purely and simply for fan interaction. So, because he always told me that he never had anyone to speak to about boxing. So that's kind of why he started the channel. At this rate now, it's kind of gone to the point where it's more than just talking about boxing. It's like, obviously you got the fantasy league, so there's bragging rights, you know, breaking down fights. These dudes are heavy into betting. Him and Blunt, I mean, they're betting $200-300 a week when it comes to betting. So they're heavy into their betting as well. And obviously, if you don't follow us on Instagram, you'd know that these guys are in group chats with 60-70 people in there talking about boxing and other sports. So at this point, the fan interaction has gone much bigger than I assume he thought it would be. It's spread across more than just talking as well, because now we get dudes on lives where we can speak to them. And also, like, he's developed a lot of relationships with people on a friendship level, like where he can actually consider people as his friends. So that's one benefit. Conrad says, "What's up, D Hodges? Shout out to you, bro." I see D Hodges. I think, correct me if I'm wrong. D Hodges, you need to jump in the fantasy league, bro. The fantasy league starts this week. The cash prize of $500. If you win this season, you get $500 as well as other prizes. It's free to play as well. So definitely, 100% go to g5jeftv.com. Let's see how this fight goes. I mean, this fight is gonna be boring as hell. It's an 8-rounder. Oh my god. We gotta wait 8 rounds for this. James versus Greener. This fight is gonna be absolutely trash. Because this dude ain't got no power. And I could already see that he's not gonna get a stoppage because he doesn't turn his knuckles on punches. So we're gonna be here all night. Sometimes I wonder, and no disrespect to anybody, but sometimes I wonder how dudes turn pro. Because I watch fights and I personally think I can fight better than this dude. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I don't know how some dudes turn pro. I'll be dead serious. I got Plant. Bro, if you feel Plant's gonna win it, not many people are predicting Plant in the fantasy league. So if you feel Plant is gonna win it and you wanna get a chance of winning $500, it's free to play. Go to g5jeftv.com and predict Plant in the fantasy league. Trust me, you're gonna get some points because not many people are predicting Plant. I'm not going to call out people by their name, but more than once something you guys said appeared on other channels 1-2 days later. Bro, I'll tell you, I'm not gonna call out nobody's names either. What you gotta understand is, Conrad, and I'll tell you this for free, because I don't have a lot of followers on Instagram or social media. But you gotta understand is a lot of people who work for big, because I've worked for bigger channels, real bigger channels, like big, and I will never mention the channels that I've worked for and the companies I've worked for previously, but they're much bigger. And working for them meant that I met a lot of other people. Like the dude who ran the Zone's social media, he was a dude who I worked with, I worked alongside with. The dude who ran the World Boxing Super Series social media, I worked alongside with him. The dude who ran Queensbury Promotion social media, Dev, I still got Dev's number in my phone. I don't really talk to him, but he's with a lot of these dudes I still speak to. Trust me when I say that a lot of these channels and a lot of these people still, like, just because they still will see what I post on Instagram or see what Jeff posts on Instagram. Not them people specifically, but other people will see what they post. And some of these dudes follow us. Some of these other channels will follow us on social media, and we follow them back. So you gotta understand that there's no coincidence for anything. Like, trust me, there's no coincidence for anything. And the reason how I know that for a fact is because there's been many fighters who have also blocked me on social media, which means in order for them to see me, in order for them to block me, they would have to see me. You see my point? So that means our reach is reaching far enough that fighters are seeing us. So if fighters are seeing us, then other social media platforms will definitely see us. I mean, I can name you 5 fighters off my head right now that's blocked me based on articles that I've written for companies and stuff like that in the past. So don't be surprised if those people are looking at what people do. These guys want content, so don't be surprised. I swear some bigger channels watch here to go. No, I know that for a fact. I know that, bro, you don't even need to. I know that for a fact. I can expect, bro, I can show you. There's about 5, and in Instagram, on Instagram, it's very easy. I have about 111, I have 111 or 15 followers, not a lot on Instagram. I have 115 followers. Every post I have, I would have at least 90 or 80 people watching. So the conversion rate of how much people follow me to how much people watch me is crazy. And sometimes, Jeff will tell you, there's about 6, 7 fighters who watch every single thing I post. I swear to God, I'm not lying. And there's some world champions who follow me as well, like legitimate world champions who follow me on Instagram and watch my stuff on Instagram. I'm being dead serious. You can ask Jeff about this as well. That's why Jeff says it's not about how many's watching, it's about who's watching. I guarantee I'm not making none of this up, by the way. You can actually ask Jeff. There's people in other, like, higher places who watch what I do and what Jeff do. I'm telling that for a fact. Especially Jeff. I'm not a Plant fan. I just want Canelo to lose. Fair enough. But pick him to win on the fantasy league regardless. Go to g5jesttv.com and pick him to win. I am not watching this fight, by the way. So if you're expecting commentary, I'm not going to give it, because this fight is just so trash. Conrad for sure, that happens all the time. People steal people's content from me. I can't do that. I have to make a prediction myself or it doesn't feel authentic. Could never do that on my channel. Yeah, definitely, bro. The truth is, each one teach one. If I watch something Andre Southgate says, I'll give him credit. I'll be like, oh, Andre Southgate said XYZ and I agree. Or Andre Southgate said XYZ and I disagree. That's what I would do. But on the whole, I'm just not gonna plagiarize a dude. I don't think, bro, there's also companies who plagiarize our ideas. ESPN have done a segment on their show called The Lab or whatever. Jeff was doing that 2 years ago. And I've done a video on my Instagram which shows how they use those terminologies that Jeff was using in their segment. And I've done a clip where Jeff said it on 10 occasions in 10 different videos 3 years ago, and now they're saying it now. I swear to God, you can't say that's a coincidence. I see that as a sign of respect, though. Yeah, definitely. And if I was a boxing journalist, I would definitely watch the hardcore boxing channels. 100%. The truth is, I watch LW Boxing. I used to watch Mr. Boxing Today. I watch Boxing Squared. I watch Lowdown, and that's it. That's the only channels that I actually watch. Like, if I'm being dead serious, that's the only channels that I actually watch. I don't even watch myself that much. I'm being dead serious. I don't. That's the only channels I actually watch. Unless there's an interview that I want to see, I don't. There's no other channel that I watch on a consistent basis. Because unless you're teaching me or telling me something that I don't know, I'm not gonna watch you because you're just saying something that I already know, or 100 other channels are saying the exact same thing. You can't call that a follower. That's a copier. If you're gonna put it that way. But yeah, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button. This fight just needs to be over. I'm not gonna lie to you. The matchmaking and I always credit Queensbury for their matchmaking because normally their matchmaking is pretty good, but today their matchmaking is pretty poor. I won't lie. The matchmaking is pretty poor. Richard Dwyer. I mean, Richard Dwyer is a great channel. I mean, I don't want to talk too much about Richard Dwyer because he does know boxing. I will say that he does know boxing, but at the same time, he's affiliated with a dude who I know watches this channel. He's affiliated with a dude who I know watches this channel. So, and the dude who watches this channel never ever gives us shout outs, but they always copy our ideas. Like we would have a video titled on something. Nobody else in boxing will have that video, but then he would have that video as well. I mean, Ade has some killer videos. Shout out to Ade because he's doing his thing. He's doing his thing on the zone, and he always works with my boy Boxing Lowdown. I like Ade. He's real. I like what he's doing. He's progressing. I gotta give him credit for that. But on a whole, if I'm being all the way 100, he's not a channel that I watch that much, purely and simply because he doesn't say anything that teaches me anything. So therefore, I kind of stray away from that because unless you're teaching me stuff, I really don't want to. I don't watch it. Like his video on AJ. I mean, he knows AJ personally, so he should have very good insight. But his chats have too many people. Can't have a discussion there. I don't really go on his channel, so I wouldn't know. But on a whole, I mean, he's a good dude, though. He's definitely a good dude. He's definitely a good dude. Never met him, never spoke to him. I know he's real cool with my boy Lowdown as well. He's mad cool with my boy Lowdown, so I respect him for that. And his channel's growing rapid, real rapid. One is what you want to do, Conrad, is tell this guy to get me on his channel. Get a real boxing mind on that channel. That's what you need to do. Tell Boxing Addy to get me in that green chair. I'm gonna ask Lowdown needs to plug me with that dude as well, bro. Get a real boxing man. I mean a real boxing man. A mind like mine. You know, I don't really need to say too much about the I let my work speak for me, you know. I'll definitely let my work speak for me. This round is over. Bro, I don't know how much fights are left, but I don't know if I can. This fight is just the worst fight I've seen in my life. Poor matchmaking by poor matchmaking by what's it called? Frank Warren for this fight. Definitely. Most of his views are from the UK. I think you would, bro. The truth is, bro, you gotta understand, yeah. Everything I say about UK boxing, I say it with proof and evidence. Everything. There's not one thing I say about UK boxing that I don't say with proof and evidence. I say UK trainers are trash. I say name me one elite UK trainer that trains name me one UK trainer that trains an elite fighter in the world. That's pound for pound top 10. You're gonna name the dude that trains Josh Taylor. That's one. That's one dude. One dude. Nobody else trains any elite trainers. I also say this. Name me one elite fighter, not from the UK, that is trained. Name me one elite fighter that's not from the UK that comes to the UK to train. There isn't any. UK's best fighter goes to America to train. Tyson Fury is the UK's best fighter. He goes to America to train. Eastern European fighters go to America to train. Canadian fighters go to America to train. Asian fighters go to America to train. Nobody comes here to train because the trainers ain't good enough. Everything I say is facts. That is a fact. I'm still waiting for an answer. No elite fighter is trained by a UK what's it called? No elite fighter in the world of boxing, we're not talking about England, in the world of boxing is trained by a UK trainer. None. There's not one. Crawford, Spence, Porter, Canelo, Usyk, Inoue, Josh, what's that dude's name? Shakur Stevenson, Stephen Fulton. We can go through every weight class. Beterbiev, Kovalev, Bivol, Charlo brothers, Andrade. Nobody is trained by a UK trainer. Nobody. Golovkin, Castano. Nobody. Ugas. They're not trained by elite. They're not trained by UK trainers. Nobody. Tank Davis, Teofimo Lopez. They're not trained by UK trainers. So everything I say about the UK is a fact. And when I say they're UK fighters, let's keep it real. Conrad, I want you to remember when I went on Lowdown's channel and I said UK fighters need to get US trainers. When I said that, there was not one US trainer that was training a UK fighter. Now look at it. Since I've said that comment, tell me this is a coincidence. Joshua Buatsi, American trainer. Tyson Fury, American trainer. Callum Smith, American trainer. What's my other dude's name? The dude's name that went and trained with the American trainer. Eubank Jr., American trainer. I wasn't even talking about him. There's other dudes who's got an American trainer. What's that dude? AJ's about to get an American trainer. I was saying that 2 years ago. American, British fighters need to get American trainers. And now all of a sudden, all of these dudes there's a mass exodus where you're seeing all of these dudes leave UK trainers and get American trainers. I've been saying that. And now you look at it, how much elite British fighters are out there. Other than Josh Taylor, other than Tyson Fury, it's difficult to say. It's real difficult to say. Conrad Boxing's laughing. Is the football same? Is it the same with football? What do you mean? What the same? That's just one. I can't get more, but I don't want to look, to be honest. Bro, it's the truth. Look at the elite teams in the Premier League right now. But that's my point. The elite teams in the Premier League right now, because they have foreign coaches. There's no coincidence that no English manager has ever won the Premier League. No English manager has ever won the Premier League, ever. And it's the English league. All foreign managers. Obviously, Alex Ferguson was from Scotland, but no English-born manager has won the Premier League. No coincidence. It's the same thing with it's the exact same thing with boxing. No English manager has coached the fight. No English trainer has coached the trainer to be top 5 pound for pound. Other than you can say it's Josh Taylor, and I would say that's an anomaly, not the rule. That's an and we have to put that down to how good he is as a fighter. It's true from the UK as well. All the best are in the US. It's a fact. All the best fighters. My pound for pound top 10 only includes one UK fighter. My pound for pound top 20 only includes one UK fighter. Sorry, Shane, but Dwyer is a great man. Like you say, he knows his boxing. This guy is a nah, bro. He's definitely a dude who knows about boxing. I'm not taking anything away from Dwyer. Dwyer knows about boxing. Definitely knows about boxing. It's just a dude who I know who watches us who's associated with Dwyer. Or I don't know if he's associated with Dwyer, but he's got a channel and The Wire's definitely done either a collaboration with him or something. I don't know. The dude always mentions The Wire. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe The Wire doesn't know him at all. We'll check him out. No, he's good. The Wire definitely is good. I don't know who The Wire. I don't know who. I don't. Maybe the dude doesn't even know The Wire, but he always mentions The Wires in his videos, and I find it annoying because most of the time he's doing videos, it's about what's it called? It's about um most of the time he does videos like just plagiarizing, to be honest. They're in the 5th round. This fight has just been real trash, man. I mean, I feel sorry for the people that's in the arena for this fight, man. This fight is so boring. I wonder who's after this. Let's see who's after this fight. Bro, I'm feeling the same way. This fight is so tough to watch. Fight is so tough to watch, bro. You know what? You know it's funny, Conrad. Yeah, you know it's funny, bro. You know when you get you always get these fights when you're trying to stay up at night. You know when let's say there's a big Canelo fight or Floyd fight or something. You always get this fight when you're at your most tired. You know when you're so tired, you always get a fight like this where you're like, oh, you need a fight that's gonna boost you or keep you entertained, excited. You always get a fight like this. I'm thinking, oh man, this is the worst time for a fight like this because I'm so tired. And you don't want to fall asleep because you know you're one fight away from watching the main event. Those are the most annoying ones. It's like when I watched Frank Sanchez versus Efia Jagba. Even though it was a competitive, it was on the surface was a competitive fight. It was a hard fight to watch, man. Okay, let's make a bet because I am bored. If this card ends with a stoppage, I will do a super chat. Let me check the card. Let me check the card real quick. I think Denzel Bentley could potentially stop this dude that he's fighting. Maybe not. Because I know Denzel Bentley's got pop, got a bit of power. So potentially, potentially, potentially. Yeah. Our best if so you say if this card ends in a stoppage, is without a stoppage, I'll do now it's gonna end without a stoppage. Unless Denzel Bentley gets a knockout, because he's the only one I can see getting a knockout. Unless Denzel Bentley gets a knockout, I don't see anyone else getting a knockout. So as it stands right now, that's our best hope. And I think Denzel Bentley's next. This is a real trash card, man. This card let me down. But to say that the 3 main events haven't started yet, so I have to go now. All enjoy. Yeah, sharp bro. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for playing your predictions as well. I mean, this card wasn't as entertaining as I thought, but again, the main events haven't started yet, so hopefully it gets a bit more entertaining. Conrad, have you made your prediction already on the fantasy league? Yeah, I don't know. I this I don't know. I can't even check. You did. Fair enough. Fair enough. Who did you pick to win? Canelo or Plant? And by what method and round, if applicable? Oh, you done Canelo's 11-round TKO. Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, this fight needs to finish, bro. Oh my gosh, this is so painful. I think Plant will look really. I think you meant to say look really good in the beginning. Potentially. But will gas out hard. Fair enough. I feel like he's gonna go the distance. I think he will go the distance. I don't think Canelo's gonna stop him. And I think if Canelo tries to stop him from round one, he might put himself in a bit of trouble. I hope Canelo loses, though. I won't lie to you. I hope Canelo does lose. We only got 6 more minutes of this torture, and then the next fight will begin, which is fantastic because I don't think I could have taken much more of this. It's never difficult for me to watch boxing, but Jesus Christ, this is like a slow death. Next week, Kiko Martinez versus Kid Galahad. Now Canelo is too smart. He will slow him down with body work and then try to stop him late. Yeah, he's gonna step on the gas a little bit later, but I feel like by that time it's gonna be a bit too late. But I could be wrong. BT Sports really done us a disservice today because I'm not gonna lie, the undercard for this is oh the dude's landing a bit of punches. Neither dude has any power though. And I'm not gonna lie, you see, if I was boxing and I had 9 fights and all of the fights were against journeymen and I didn't get one knockout, I would stop boxing. I swear to God, I'll stop boxing. Because what the hell am I boxing for? There's no way that if I can't put down a journeyman, when I start, and I know some journeymen got real good survival instinct and good chin, some of them as well. But come on, like if I can't stop a journeyman, that means my power is gonna have no effect on fighters at the elite level. Obviously, some dudes as journeymen have tougher chins than dudes at the top level. But at the same time, there's got to be at least one journeyman you could stop. You're telling me you've had 9 career fights and all of them have been journeymen and you haven't been able to stop one. You have to start looking at yourself in the mirror And this dude's out here doing an Ollie shuffle and all of that stuff, shoe shining and shoe polishing like he's got church shoes on a Sunday morning. But none of this has got any effect on it. Like, it's just ridiculous. I mean, I don't know how on earth Frank Warren could even decide to put this dude on his undercard. Because, and you know what's funny, Conrad? When I used to go to fights like this, yeah, whether it was Queensbury or MTK Global or whoever, and I used to work for these companies, and I have to interview the fighters after the fight. Well, you know how hard it was to interview fighters like this? Because I'm just thinking to myself, bro, you have no chance moving up the level. So there's no point me even asking you any questions. You just have to do it out of professionalism. But just down out of just down out of my boxing eye and just keeping it real to the game and to the sport, you know this dude ain't gonna reach anywhere. You know, it was difficult to interview fighters like this. I'm coming back. Back. Uh, the fight ain't over yet. How unfortunate. Canelo round 8. Luke Sumner, I see you put your prediction in. I see you put your prediction in the fantasy league. Shout out to you, bro. This is another newcomer into the fantasy league. He wasn't in it last season, so he's another newcomer. So yeah. Conrad Boxing says, you missed nothing. Bro, bro, I just can't wait for the main 3 fights to start. We've been on an hour and a half, and the 2 main fights ain't started yet. Jeff's in the building. Shout out to Jeff. VP holding it down, bro. I'm just waiting for the main 3 fights. But right now, these undercard fights are so trash. Bro, we made the live a little bit too early. We should maybe 1 hour too early. Because because these undercard, this is probably one of the. But you know what? I gotta give Frank Warren his credit, because he made a triple header, but the fights underneath that were absolutely trash. But the 3 fights coming up, they're not that bad. I like Denzel Bentley. He's a dude who I've spoken to numerous times. I got a lot of time for that dude. Shout out to Denzel Bentley. And I say shout out to him because, and I'll say it on camera, I worked on a fight with Denzel Bentley when he absolutely destroyed Mark Heffron. And we were supposed to interview. I interviewed Denzel Bentley. This was the first fight. So when I interviewed him, he was real disappointed that he drew the fight, and they didn't give it to him because he won the fight. He got the knockdown and he was boxing him well. And trust me, yeah. For those who don't know, when you're behind in the, like, basically when everybody's in that space outside of the ring where the cameras aren't there, and you're in that little corridor where everybody, all the media is, all the managers, trainers are, and you're sitting down and people are going into their dressing rooms, that's when you can really see who won the fight and who didn't win the fight. I guarantee you, I'll never forget this, because I was literally, you go through, and then Heffron was going to do his interview. And when he came over, he was like, yeah, I just can't do it. He literally said that to me. He just couldn't do the interview. If you go back, I didn't end up getting an interview by that dude because Denzel Bentley beat him so bad he couldn't do the interview. That was literally the facts. Denzel Bentley, and the craziest thing was Denzel Bentley was there for like another hour doing interviews with other people, but he got beaten so bad that he couldn't do the interview, and I'll never forget that because he ended up getting the what's it called? He ended up getting a draw in that fight, and then people were asking me who's gonna win the rematch. I was like, Bentley's gonna kill this dude. Bentley's gonna kill this dude, and he went out and killed him because I knew it. I remember watching the first fight, and I remember being in the back of the scenes. I'm thinking, this dude is just so he just wasn't at that level. Unfortunately, Bentley ended up losing to Felix Cash. He's a real good fighter. I really want to see him at that level above where he is right now because, you know, again, there's a lot of dudes at that British, at that European world level who can really test that. He can really test and give a good fight. I think I'm going to wash the dishes, bro. Stress. That's what I have to say. Stress. But the fight's over. That's one good thing. And we can move on to the next. I'm hoping the next is Denzel Bentley. I'm actually done with this trash undercard. I won't lie to you. Why would my stream go down? That is not very good, is it? We might be the only people watching this fight sober. Bro, I might put a change to that real quick. I mean, I know for a fact if Blunt was here, I know Blunt would be on. He'd be on some real something to get him through the fight. Something to get him through the fight for real. I mean, I know for a fact that maybe a the whiskey that Andre Southgate was talking about, or a bottle. Yes, Denzel Bentley's next. Finally, the card finally starts. A whiskey or Jack Daniels or Courvoisier or Hennessy or something. You know, Remy, anything. You know, vodka. Something would have got me through that fight, bro. Red Bull, anything. That fight was definition of trash. Denzel Bentley, shout out to my dude. He lost his last fight to Felix Cash, and unfortunately, he didn't get the win. But he lives to fight another day, and today's his first fight back. So let's see how he goes. He's getting his hands wrapped. Conrad, you're saying this is your best chance of not having to put in a super chat. Because I do have a high chance that Bentley might get the stoppage. But if you don't get the stoppage, you know what you have to do. You have to put in that super chat. Yes, what's it called? Still, literally just looking at this dude he's fighting's record. I haven't really seen him fight before. So his opponent hasn't fought in 3 years. But that isn't good. I mean, That isn't good at all. All of a sudden, my stream is starting to move extremely slow. And he's 25. Yeah, it's not a good look at all. Trying to see this dude's record, but my stream's deciding to move slow. Finally. Jeez. Why is this so slow? I guess as soon as the good fights are about to start, the streams start to act up. How unfortunate. Yeah. Well, dudes who just jumped in the live stream, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and share. Go to g5jeftv.com. It's not too late to win the free, and I mean free, $500 for that. For the winner of the fantasy league, all you need to do is go and predict correctly the fights in the fantasy league, and it starts with Canelo Alvarez versus Caleb Plant. So the dude he's fighting, not only has he not fought in 3 years, the dude has 3 knockouts in his entire career. That is not very good. So that means he doesn't have the power to deter Bentley from coming forward. This is the perfect fight for someone like Bentley. A dude who's known for punching and knocking dudes out. He's just coming off a knockout. He needs his confidence back. This is a perfect fight for him. Absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect for him. The fight is about to start. Both fighters are in the ring. I'm looking forward to this. Conrad, is the bet gonna stand? They're showing Lyndon Arthur versus Anthony Yard. Yes, we will be live for that fight also. I hope the undercard's better than that on that card. I got Arthur losing that fight by a stoppage. I think he's gonna lose it probably in the 4th round, 5th round. I think Yard's gonna get him out of there. And then you got Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury. This will be the first Jake Paul fight I'm gonna watch, and I'm gonna say it with confidence. I don't watch Jake Paul or Logan Paul. None of them. I've never seen them fight in my life. I've never even seen a highlight, and none of those dudes fight. But I will be watching this fight. I will be watching Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury, purely and simply because he's actually fighting a boxer. So I have to take him seriously because he's fighting a boxer. He was not fighting an MMA dude. He's not continuing with his pantomime that he was doing. It's actually a boxer he's fighting. I favor Jake Paul in that fight. I don't know who I favor. I've never seen Jake Paul fight in my life. I know from what I've seen of Tommy Fury that he ain't a great fighter. And he's definitely not going to do anything near his brother in terms of the level that he will fight at. But it's gonna do good for his fame though, especially if he knocks Jake Paul out, bro. He is gonna be famous. If he can knock Jake Paul out, he is going to be so famous. I mean, everybody is gonna know who this dude is. Plus, this dude is from reality TV, so he's already got a massive fan base in the UK. This fight needs to start. They're in the ring. Another prediction by somebody called, I don't think they done it correctly, but fair enough. Another person placed their predictions whilst we're on the live. Fair enough. You got a lot of people predicting. I don't know why this fight is deciding to. Give me a second. Yeah, for some reason, this stream is deciding to. Shout out to everybody here. That was quick tangent that I had to, or quick distraction or something I had to handle. I don't know why. Now I have a link on my phone. I have so many links. It's my internet that's deciding to move slow, which I don't understand why. Seems like it's behaving, or it's better. I'm hoping. Oh, this is taking so long. For now, Conrad, you're gonna have to give me some commentary because I am getting absolutely no signal. It is not letting me know. I don't even know what's happening in the fight. I don't even know if the fight's already started yet. Okay, the fight's finally come up. I'm a minute and a half already into the fight. That was a good body shot from Denzel. He's literally boxing behind the jab already. I'm not gonna lie, this dude's gonna get stopped. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I already see the Denzel landed a straight right hand, and it already looked like it shook the dude. Denzel doing some sharp 1-2s. Yeah, I saw the sharp 1-2. The dude he's fighting ain't got no power. So that's the worst thing you can have against Denzel Bentley, because eventually he's just gonna wear you down. And what he's learned from how he was fighting from his last performance was he's put on a lot of muscle. Not muscle to the point where it's gonna wear him down and make him tired, but he's much more physically stronger. You know, I feel like Felix Catch was just too physically strong for him. He's obviously in the same camp with my boy Dan Aziz, so, and I've been to his gym before, Peacocks in East London. Now you're going to the body more, yeah, definitely. Tommy will win early for Jake Paul. My boy Laurie just messaged me as well. Shout out to Laurie. Um, this is taking again. Just don't understand why. For some reason, I'm actually gonna restart this laptop, and hopefully, when I restart it, the fight ain't over. Conrad, keep me updated on who is actually winning this fight, because I don't know. My laptop is deciding to give up on me for some reason. I was watching the fight so nicely and smoothly and calmly. All of a sudden, I'm having Wi-Fi problems. Oh, this is the stress and strain. This is when you have to stream fights. I hate streaming fights, but the only reason Denzel won the first round easily. To be fair, I'm not even gonna lie. I don't expect anything different from Denzel. I expect him to win the fight really comfortably. I just hope, and I'm just saying hope, I hope he just gets a stoppage, because someone like that, they need that for their confidence. And I'm not gonna lie, Conrad, I'm annoyed because you would have done a super chat, but he's gonna stop this dude because this is the perfect fight for a dude who's coming off a loss, you know, to get his confidence back. This It's the perfect fight for him. Let me know if we should add Jake Paul versus Denzel loading up on some big rights now. That's cool. It's about to turn back on. Conrad, let me know if you feel like we should add, or everybody in the comments, let me know if we should add. What should Jake Paul versus what's it called to the fantasy league? Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury to the fantasy league. I'm thinking about doing it. I won't lie to you. I'm thinking of, because I don't know nothing about either fighter, but I'm thinking about doing it. I'm just thinking potentially it might get a bit of traction. Potentially. If we do it, we have to do like a special, because I don't even know if I'm gonna do a watch along for that, because I know everybody will be doing a watch along for that. But you say, Conrad, it could be over soon. Unfortunate. You know, I really thought he was gonna win this fight. I knew Denzel was gonna stop this dude, because someone like Denzel needed a fight like this. It will definitely get you views. I believe that as well. I'm gonna speak to Jeff about that. I'm gonna speak to Jeff. Maybe we should, maybe we shouldn't. I'm gonna speak to Jeff about that. You know, fight isn't. Oh, jeez. Still loading up. Then, Conrad, you're gonna have to keep me updated on what's going on with this fight. I don't know why this is deciding to happen now. And this is what I hate about streaming fights. Whenever there's a trash fight on, is it true about Jake Paul putting these funny clauses in fights, like no knockouts? Bro, if that is true, I wouldn't be surprised. But at the same time, that is a crazy clause to put in a contract. I mean, that's basically saying don't hit me. That's basically removing the point of boxing. No knockouts, then there's no point of boxing. Um, yeah, man, that I hope that ain't true. Miles Williams, join the fantasy league as well, bro. G5GFTV.com. Join the fantasy league. Uh, get a chance of winning $500 for free. You don't have to do anything other than no boxing. If you can win the fantasy prediction league and predict the fights correctly, starting with Canelo versus Plant, you can win $500 for free. That's all you need to do. G5GFTV.com. Conrad's in the league, and everybody, most people who you see in the chat in G5GFTV is in the league. The more people we get in there, the bigger the prizes, to be honest. But it is free to play. You know, you don't have to pay a nickel or dime. Denzel headhunting. I wish I could see it. Right now, I can't see anything. Trying to knock that guy out again. I wish I could see it. Neglecting the body. Yeah, I mean, when you're going for a knockout, that tends to happen. You know, his coach is going to tell him to. Does he still have, what's that dude's name? And I interviewed his coach before as well. What's the dude whose coach is again? And his coach used to train, and he used to train Danny Dubois. And I think he's still Danny Dubois' manager. What is his name again? Oh, I can't remember his name. I swear I can't remember his name. I hate when you have mental blocks like that, but fatigue, frustration. Ray Bull. No, I don't think that's his name, bro. Or is it Ray? Ray. What was his name? I don't. Maybe is it Ray Bull? Don't even remember. But I've interviewed this dude numerous times as well. That's what's crazy. I even remember this dude's name, and I've interviewed this dude so many times. Jeez. Are we in what round are we in now, Conrad? Because my laptop is moving extremely slow. I don't know why. Probably knows that I'm live. Martin Bowers, thank you very much. Thank you very much, bro. Martin Bowers. Ray Bull, Ray is another person in his corner because I know that name's familiar. I've actually interviewed all of his coaches at one time. I've interviewed all of them at one time. Martin Bowers, that's who it is. Thank you very much. I knew you knew who it was, bro. I knew you knew. I knew you knew. Martin Bowers. Is that still Denzel's coach? Because I know he doesn't coach the Boer anymore. So we're in round 3. Christ. Fortunately, I can't give you the in-game commentary. For the one fight that I really wanted to watch. Now, I want to watch the main event as well, but I wanted to watch Denzel Bentley as well. I really wanted to watch it. I hope I don't miss the stoppage. Ref stopped it. Oh, this is what I mean. As soon as I said it. As soon as I said it, bro. As soon as I said it. I knew this was going to happen. You know how much times this happens to me? When I'm watching fights and the ref stops the fight as soon as the stream goes down. I hate that. Hate that. Was it a just stoppage or was it a fair stoppage? I don't know. It was not a single shot, just totally one-sided fight. Fair enough. You know when a dude just out of his depth and there's accumulative punches. And if you think about it, Denzel Bent, the dude was coming there as an opponent anyway. So you can't really argue with the ref. Once he's seen that the dude has taken enough, there's nothing else to prove, to be honest. You were never going to win the fight. You were never even coming in with the intentions to win the fight. You done your job. You gave him a bit of rounds. Got the ring rust off. Got him the confidence back. That's exactly what Denzel Bentley needed. And what I need is to understand why all of a sudden, geez, the internet is so slow. Conrad, is Boxer series on today as well, right? The Boxer series. That dude who fought Dylan White's dude, I think he's on that series as well. What's that dude who beat Pester? Is his name Pester? I think that's his name, or whatever his name is. That is so annoying. How the hell did I miss that stoppage? That is so annoying. So I hate streaming fights, I swear to God. Well, that fight was over. That was quickly done. I mean, I don't understand why I didn't get to see hardly any punches in that fight. Fight was over as quick as it started. The dude done his job against Denzel. Did you guys see what Dylan? Did you guys see that Dylan White MMA fight? Yeah, that fight was quite a while ago. That fight is pretty old, to be honest. That fight is pretty old, to be honest. That was when Dylan White was about maybe 25, 24. That was about maybe almost 10 years ago. You know, because he's been in boxing for a while. He's been in boxing probably since 2000 and maybe 14. But shout out to you, Rocky Rodriguez. Oh yeah, Rocky, have you joined the fantasy league as well, bro? Have you joined the boxing? Oh, you never knew. Shout out. It's cool. It's cool. It's funny because he has spoken about probably returning to the MMA ring for the right price. Obviously, everybody's looking for that MMA money, that MMA attention. I'm gonna say, have you joined the fantasy league, bro? The fantasy league starts this week. You can win $500 free to play, as last season was free to play. You win, you get $500. All you need to do is go to g5jeftv.com and make your predictions. Tesoro Parker 2 views. Give me 1 second. Stay in the chat. I'm gonna come back because there's something wrong with this internet. Back. I have to go again. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. So, to answer your question, Shaw and Parker views. Firstly, I want to say Eddie Hearn done a very good job making uh can the undercard Vlasov versus Boatsy on the undercard. That's a dope fight. But I don't really see how the fight's going to be any different to the first fight. Cesaro is going to give it his all for the first 2-3 rounds. And then after that, it's going to be pretty one-sided. Can't really see how it's going to be any different, to be honest. Parker's just probably going to take over. I do think Chisora has a chance because he dropped him in the first round. I feel like the knockdown was a bit fortunate. It came against a runner play, and I think he just overwhelmed him with punches. It wasn't really down to a knockout. But yeah, I feel like the fight is probably going to be a bit more one-sided. The Parker's going to be a bit more prepared, box a bit better, and he's going to use his legs a lot more and really tire Chisora, and Chisora is just probably going to lose on points. But yeah, Miles Williams, go to g5jeftv.com and place your predictions as well. Rocky Rodriguez, do the same. Always have a chance to win that $500. It's free to play. What was I gonna say? Conrad, I'm literally about to start this fight up again. Who's fighting now? I still haven't even seen the knockdown of Denzel Bentley. How annoying is that? Later in the evening. How do you see that fight then? They're showing the Canelo and Plant stuff. I'm really not looking to that. I'm really looking forward to that fight as well. What I think is being hasn't been spoken about enough is this will be the fourth undisputed fight in 12 months. Teofimo Lopez versus Lomachenko. Teofimo Lopez versus Lomachenko. Castano versus Charlo. Ramirez versus Taylor. And now Canelo versus Plant. 4 undisputed fights in 12 months. How amazing is that? That is an amazing look for boxing. They always say the best don't fight the best. But let's go down through it. You got heavyweight, we're 1 fight away from undisputed. Cruiserweight's a bit fragmented, but we're 1 fight away from the best fight and the best. Brady's versus Coley. That's supposed to happen in December. Amazing fight. Light heavyweight, a little bit fragmented. Super middleweight, we're getting undisputed today. Middleweight, the worst division in boxing. Welterweight, we're getting a real good fight. Errol Spence is still injured. We're getting a real good fight with Porter versus Crawford. And even in middleweight, we're getting a unification with Moreto and Golovkin. What are we saying? 154, we had undisputed this year. It didn't end in the undisputed champion, but at least you got an undisputed fight. 147, I already mentioned that. 140, we have an undisputed champion already. 135, I mean, we have an undisputed champion already, in my opinion. But if we don't, we're gonna get it when if Haney fights Teofimo Lopez. Until then, to me, Teofimo is the undisputed champion. At 130, I mean, we got vacant IBF belt. Lee Wood, who has the WBA, I think. And then you got Shakur, who just beat Stevenson, and Valdez, who just beat Valdez, who just beat Bachel. So that was still 2 good fights in the year for that weight class. What else is there? You got what can I say? 126. That's fragmented, but Navarrete's on a good run. Ray Vargas is fighting today on the undercard as well. 122. We're 1 fight away from 2 fights, but 1 fight's already being made. A unification: Stephen Fulton versus Brandon Figueroa for WBC and WBC WBO. Ahmed Aliyev is also fighting Ronnie Rios in 2 weeks, I would say, on the Demetrius Andrade card for the WBA and IBF belts. The winners should fight each other, so that will be good. 118, we're getting Nonito Donaire versus Gabalo. Amazing fight. We also already had Rigondeaux versus Casemiro. That fight didn't turn out to be so good, but it was still a good fight. And then we got the Inoue, who's the unified champion. So yeah, we would the weight class below that, can't even remember what name that is, but we had Chocolatito versus Estrada. That was a good fight. You know, Ioka fought this year as well. He just won a unification, I think, last month. So yeah, boxing's in a good place. In my opinion, I'm gonna join the league after this. What's the site? The site is g5jefftv.com. Then go to take your pick and take your pick. That's all you need to do. g5jefftv.com. That's all you literally need to do. It's the easiest thing to do in the world. g5jefftv.com. Then go to take your pick and take your pick. Easiest thing in the world. Conor Boxing, Heaney Janin, I think that's how you pronounce his name. Janin is the co-main event. I've seen Heaney. I know they're talking a lot of hype about this dude. I know because he's undefeated, and Frank Warren's really been trying to promote the hell out of this dude. But all in all, I'm not really a big fan of what I've seen so far. but maybe he can impress me today. Eubank and Saunders should run that back. Personally, I don't even want to see Saunders back in the ring. The dude hasn't looked the same since he got popped dirty for the nasal spray. At 168, he was looking a shell of himself. He looked crap against Sheffield Asufi. He looked crap on the Logan Paul KSI on the card. He looked crap against Martin Murray, and he didn't look that good against Canelo. So he was a regressing fighter. Eubank is looking good with Roy Jones Jr. though. He's making improvements. I wanted to see Eubank Jr. versus Andrade, to be honest. If I'm being dead serious, I'd love to see that fight. Eubank Jr. versus Andrade. I'd love to see Eubank Jr. versus Andrade, but if I don't get that, I want to see the winner of Moreto versus Golovkin versus Andrade. I think that fight is closer than what people think as well. Especially, it would have been much more closer if if they fought a year ago when Moreto beat Rob Brantner in Dam and Golovkin had that tough fight against Derevianchenko, it would have been a much better fight then. Because at that time, there was so much momentum with Moreto. He was so much more active. And Golovkin, for the first time in his career, showed vulnerabilities in terms of punch resilience. You know, you have to give him credit for getting through that fight. But Morato's a dude you can crack. He's cracking real hard. He's one of the hardest hitters in the division. And with Golovkin aging, you don't know how much that would have played a part in in the fight with Moreto. Now that the fight's a year down the line, you do wonder how much the inactivity has had on Moreto. But saying that Golovkin's inactive as well, and also he's also older. You know, so the age, is that going to play a part? That fight's going to be a real good fight, trust me. I'm going to be live for that fight as well. That's a real good fight. Golovkin versus Moreto. That's going to be on, I think, the 11th of December, something like that. I don't even remember. But it's in Japan, so I don't know what time. I'm going to have to figure out what time it's going to be on. Also, a fight I'm looking forward to is Tim Tszyu versus Inoue. Takashimi Inoue. I think I'm pronouncing his name right. Rocky Rodriguez, I see you just put in your fantasy league prediction. Shout out to you. As I said, for those who don't know, you want to win $500 for free. All you need to do is predict Canelo versus Plant and join the fantasy league. And the winner of the fantasy league gets $500. As easy as that. Easy as that. Yes, Rocky Rodriguez is here to tell you he's proof that the fantasy league is popping. Conrad is another one. So, you know, it's restarting this season. So those who don't know, they need to know. What happened to little Canelo with his record of 3-6? Missed that outcome. Little Canelo? What fight is that? I don't know what fight I don't know what fight you're talking about. Let me know what fight you're talking about. I don't know who you're talking about. Marvin, I don't know if you're new. If you are new, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and share. But yeah, let me know who you mean. I don't know who Little Canelo is. We're still waiting for this Heaney fight, by the way. Oh wow, he got absolutely that, bro. I'm not gonna lie, Marvin. That was the worst fight. Conrad's here in the building. He will tell you that was the worst fight I've seen in a long time, bro. That was boring. He got beaten every single round he lost. I think. Yeah. He lost every single round he lost. He lost every single round. But now I know why he said Little Canelo, because he's ginger and he's short. So I know why he said Little Canelo. Yeah, he lost every single round, but the fight was an absolute bore fest. The worst fight of the night. But yeah, hit the like and subscribe button, Marvin. If you're new, I don't think I've seen you before. If I have seen you before and you're not new, then sign up to g5jeftv.com and join the fantasy league. No joke. No, I get the joke. No, I didn't get the joke. I didn't get the joke, bro. I didn't get the joke. Oh, now I get the joke. My bad, bro. Good. I bet $3,300 on the guy. Lol, bro. You got money to be betting on. Wow, bro. Fair enough. I give you credit, but bro, the main event's starting right now, Conrad. Morrison's coming to the ring right now. I didn't even see the Heaney fight, bro. I missed it. You hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for that. I respect you. But Marvin, what I would say though is, you're a dude who likes to bet money and get money. Join the fantasy league. It's completely free. $500 prize. All you need to do is bet Caleb Plant and Canelo to join the fantasy league, and you win $500 prize if you win, obviously. But it's free to play. You don't even have to put $1 up or $3,300 up. It's free to play, and all you need to do is go to Jeff, G5JeffTV.com. G5JeffTV.com, or just type in G5JeffTV in Google and then go to take your pick and take your pick. Win $500 if you're that good out. If you know about boxing, you should win. It should be easy money for you. Just like it's going to be easy money for anyone else who thinks they're going to win, unfortunately. I'm confused. When was the Heaney fight? Bro, you're supposed to be telling me. I thought the Heaney fight was on now, but Morrison's coming into the ring right now. Yeah, bro, I don't know what's going on. I saw Heaney when I saw Morrison when he in his last fight when he fought Eubank. That was a good fight. Um, I bet on Bentley too. They brought the guy up 2 weight classes and hasn't fought in 3 years. Lol. Boxing is so corrupt in so many ways. Yeah, definitely, bro. Definitely. Definitely. I understand what you mean, bro. Because I don't know how but you know what, bro? It was a perfect fight for Denzel Bentley to get his confidence back. He just come off a knockout. Uh, but based on what I know, and I've been around Denzel Bentley before, and I know how Frank Warren and Queensbury are treating Denzel Bentley. They've invested a lot of money into him, so they are really trying to build this dude's what's it called, um resume back up, his reputation. So this was the perfect fight for him to jump back on the bike. He needed that confidence. He needed the fans to believe in him again. And after the Felix Cash loss, it's very difficult to go back out there. So the right opponent is very important. So Marvin, yeah, I agree with you, but you also have to look at it from that perspective. He needs fight last. Why is it last? Because Morrison versus Zack Parker is a much better fight. That's a much better fight in my opinion. I don't know why he needs fighting last. Zack Parker is a much bigger name from what I know. Agree on the combat light touch. Just got to take advantage of it as a consumer. Yeah, of course. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. But it wasn't a competitive fight. You're definitely right. But yeah, Marvin, bro, go to G5FTV.com and make your predictions. Try and win that $500. The first fight is Canelo versus Plant. If you predict correctly, you're still in the running for $500. It's free to play, completely free. Heaney brings in the bigger fan base, more tickets sold. Fair enough. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that. But from a boxing perspective, this is way more. This is way more of a one-sided fight. It's just way more one-sided. But Zack Parker is a dude who I guess Marvin, I guess people are looking at it like this. If Heaney fights and wins, everybody's gonna go home. And they're not gonna stay around for the main event. If you save him till last, then they stick around, watch all the other fights, and then they stay till the end. I guess that's how they're looking at it, bro. But I'm not gonna lie, Joe Gallagher is my least favorite trainer on the earth. On the earth of 7 billion people on this planet, my least favorite trainer is Joe Gallagher. He is, to me, he has been stealing a living in boxing for the longest time. And he is responsible for the three worst traveling fighters to fight for a world title. He's responsible for the three worst challenging fighters. Due to travel abroad to America from the UK, he's responsible for the three worst attempts. So he was responsible for when Paul Smith went and fought Andre Ward, Lomachenko versus Crawler, and Fielding versus Canelo. Those are the three worst like from a British perspective. Those three dudes who went over to the US and fought for a world title, they stole it. They stole a check that night. Everybody in that training camp stole a check that night. Even the fighters stole a check that night. Because the truth is, they didn't deserve nothing. Because they went in there and literally just folded like a deck chair. Parker minus 200, minus 2,000 betting on Heaney. Man, wow. Canelo currently is minus 1,200. I like Canelo to bust him up on cuts and fight stop round 9. Bro, Marvin, you are the best person to. I'm glad you subscribed, because the other two hosts, that's Jeff and Blunt, who ain't here, bro. They bet on boxing every single week, and they're always talking boxing betting. So if you follow us on Instagram, he'll put you in a fantasy league where they're putting boxing bets all day long. They're always putting boxing bets in. Literally, Jeff does that 24/7. So if you're into your boxing betting, definitely stick around, because Jeff, who isn't here today, he's always doing boxing betting all the time. But the fight started. Be interesting to see how Zack Parker deals with this fight, because we saw how Eubank fought it. You know, that shot was a little bit low. Zack Parker is switching from southpaw to orthodox without throwing any punches. I don't understand that. That doesn't make any sense to me. He switched from southpaw to orthodox and he didn't throw one punch. He didn't even move his feet to cut off the ring. Why is he doing it? Yeah, Aldrin, you are the only guys hosting this fight, so thanks for that. Bro, we're hosting every fight. We're gonna host we have 18 fights. I'm with just bringing out the fight schedule tomorrow. We have 18 fights between now and the end of the year that we're going live for. 18. That's what we are going live for. Some of them are in Eastern Europe, UK, America, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, all over the world we're going live for. But if you want to really join, bro, go and join g5jefftv.com and join the fantasy league, man. That the fantasy league is where it's popping. You know, this is the second season, the first week of the second season. If you join, you know, you can get the chance to win $500 and it's free to play. Test your boxing knowledge. If you know about boxing, you know, test it up against other dudes who know about boxing. There is some fighters in the fantasy league as well. Fighters from all over the world will be in this fantasy league. There's 2 fighters who I know who's already signed up. So that's good. I hope this fight don't turn into a hug fest. The thing with Zack Parker is he's really trying to push his punches with these shots. But the unfortunate thing, he's missing a lot. He really needs to just straighten up the punches, keep it straight down the line, and the refs talking to them now, but they're making it quite messy. And he's headhunting a bit too much. He needs to, with the reach that he's got, start jabbing to the body. There's a massive athletic advantage because Zack Parker, for all his physical dimensions and the fact that he's got long arms, he's very tall, he is very slow. Again, he's very slow to get out of the pocket. He's got decent hand speed, but in terms of his transitional speed, again, they're wrestling in the pocket, and really and truly, Zack Parker's just shoved his forearm into Morrison's face. Again, he switched from southpaw to orthodox again, and now he's back at orthodox. That was a hard round to score, but you got to give it to Zack Parker. He's thrown the most punches. He was active. He didn't really land anything concussive. They were doing a lot of hugging and mauling in that fight, to be in that round. Conrad, are you still in the building? Let me know if you're still in the building, Conrad, because I was gonna ask you about what was your opinions of the first round, who you thought won. In fact, anyone in the chat, let me know who you thought won the first round. I thought Zach Parker. Who do you think won the first? Who do you think won the first round, Conrad? I thought Zach Parker won the first round, but it was a bit messy. Nobody really landed anything concussive. That was a good body shot, then a good combination. Zack easy, yeah. Zack. That was a good. He's switching from orthodox to southpaw pretty regular now. Like he's doing it in between shots as well. I don't know if that's due to this specific fight or that's something he always does. Every time I think of Zach Parker, I apologize, but I just think of the Daryl Williams fight. Nothing, that fight will always be in my head every time I watch this dude. I don't know why. I just always think of that fight because that dude has a 0 on his record for, even though he clearly lost the fight. I would never forget that. He's starting to box a bit behind the jab now. That was a good switch to southpaw to orthodox. Whoa, that was a big knockdown. That was a real good knockdown, and that came from him switching from southpaw to orthodox again. When he goes to the body with his shots, he switches to his leading right again, switching back to with him leading with his left again. That was a real. He's mixing up the punches. Whenever he goes to throw that left hook to the body, he switches and leads with his left foot. Whenever he does it, whenever he's leading, whenever he tries to land a left hook to the body, he switches with his left foot every single time, and he goes back to orthodox. But that knockdown was real good. Zach Parker is really stalking him down now behind that jab. Everything is coming behind the jab, and because he's so tall and long, and he's got such good reach, he can just punch in and out, and he does have decent power as well. Here we thought, Conrad, that the fight wouldn't. Ooh, he got caught with a shot though. Morrison is really loading up on punches, and he hit Zach Parker a few times, but now he's getting caught and he loaded up on a shot, and that's what you don't want to do against Zach Parker because his range is so good. He pulled out of range, but because his arms are so long, he was able to land a counter uppercut with his leading left hand. That was amazing. Pulled the shot back, leading uppercut, and it rocked Morrison back. That was a real good shot. And he's got him up against the ropes. He's absolutely landing punches at will, and he's dropped him with a body shot. And that was a real good body shot. That right hand to the body was fantastic. Morrison really needs to do something now to defend himself because Zach Parker is going to come after him like a bull. All he needs to do is continue letting them shots to the body go, head on body, and he's going to stop him. Morrison is really, I'm not going to lie. If Zach Parker pulls this off in better fashion, then it looked like Parker got hit with a straight right hand there. I thought he got his respect, but it didn't because Parker literally walked straight back at him. Yeah, that was a clear click. That was a 10-7. That wasn't even a 10-7. But you can't have a 10-6. But that was a big round for Zach Parker. Big round for Zach Parker. 2 knockdowns, he almost knocked him out. If he deals with Morrison quicker than Eubank, that would be a good look. I know Eubank took a few rounds off. That body shot was laser sharp. That right hook to the body was tremendous. Again, that took all the wind out of his system. Bang. Again, the right hook to the body. Whenever he switches from body to head, whenever he leads with that left hook to the body, he's always leading with his left foot. And he does that tremendous. That switch he does tremendous. Zach Parker, he's fighting real good today. Putting Morrison behind this long stick that he's got, this long jab. He's not really rushing in as much as I thought he would, especially after the fact that he's dropped him twice. I would have thought he would have gone out there to try and get rid of him pretty quick, but he hasn't. Every time he's throwing a punch, he's looking to leave out real quick and probably try to counter Morrison on the way in. He's real confident now. He's in a pocket with his hands down, head moving side to side, feinting. He's even got Morrison shook because as soon as he feinted with that left hook, Morrison tensed up immediately. He can do this in quicker fashion than Eubank, and I know this fight was at 168, but again, another body shot. Zack Parker is massive. He is absolutely massive. He is so much bigger than Morrison as well. It's almost it's the size difference is so significant. He's boxed a bit more smart in this round. He hasn't been as aggressive as I thought he would be, especially after getting 2 knockdowns in the previous round. Just walking him down with the southpaw right hand right now. Backed him up against the ropes, but there's not really much action going. Oh, that was a good left hook. He's got him against the ropes now. I think this might he's just fighting in spurts. He's not really sustaining an attack. Gone back to orthodox. Again, he's just switching, relying a lot on head movement, but he's not. Once he's making him miss, he's not making him pay with anything. That's one thing I liked what he was doing in the second round. He's just fighting a lot in spurts. I don't know if he's tired or anything, or his coach has told him to take his foot off the gas to get some rounds in. I don't know. Oh, we got caught with a good right hand there though. A real good right hand. He's backed up against the ropes, but he looks pretty comfortable. Again, you don't really want to be playing with your food that much. Once you got it on the plate, just finish it. Good body shot again. Landed a glancing left, right hook after the body shot to the head. I think it grazed the top of his head, but that's the end of round 3. Another good round for Zack Parker, but again, you just kind of want to see him stop playing with his food and go for the stoppage. That was a good start for Zack Parker, especially after what we saw Eubank do against Morrison. I know Eubank, I think Eubank dropped him in the first round, but I think Eubank took a couple rounds off and he wanted to get some rounds in, especially after the fact that, because I even remember Eubank had him down and he just let him come out the corner and he just let him survive because apparently it was his first fight with Roy Jones Jr. and they wanted to test out a few things, but Zack Parker, you kind of want to put on a statement right now. So you kind of want to get rid of this guy pretty quickly. I don't know if he's wary of what Morrison got thrown back at him because he got caught with a good counter shot on his way in the last round. I don't know if he's wary of that, but the more time you give him, the more time you're giving him to recover. And a dude like this might just start building in confidence. When you got someone in a certain position, you might as well just get rid of them, you know, because you never know, you might not get them back in that position again. Because once someone like Morrison feels like he's losing, he might just shell up and not create those same openings. Zack Parker is really fighting like every time he throws, he wants to get out straight away. He doesn't want to stay in there at all. But even if you're going to do that, at least fight behind some punches. You know, it's like he's fighting a little bit nervous. He's getting some good shots off, but at the same time, he's still fighting pretty cowardly. I want to see him. You, you know, you can hurt. Oh, another. He's down now. He's not coming up after this. He is not coming up after this. Oh, he came up straight away. Wow, this dude's got a real heart. Got hit with another body shot. But Morrison, you gotta finish him off now. You gotta finish him off now, Parker. You know he's tender to the body. Just finish him off. You know he's tender to the body. Good body shot again. He is letting the shots go now, and Zack Parker should finish him off. Good body shot again. Another body shot. Head. Morrison done everything in his power to get a bit of time. He done the veteran thing of hitting him right in the balls below the belt, so he gives himself a bit more time to recover. But Zack Parker's still pushing him backwards. You know what's funny? Morrison hit Parker in the below the belt. Parker just walked straight forward. I think the ref's gonna stop this. I think the ref's gonna stop this because the dude is taking an absolute beating right now. Yep, it's over. It's absolutely over. Parker was teeing off on him. It was a good stoppage because he already got dropped 3 times in a fight. His face is bust up. You know, it was clear that Parker was hurting him. And at that point, he wasn't throwing anything back and he wasn't doing a good job defending himself. So that was a very good stoppage by the referee, to be honest. I think once he hit him below the belt, it showed his intent that he couldn't win the fight. You know, once he hit him below that belt, he showed that he was just looking for an escape. And his corner, Joe Gallagher, who's an absolute embarrassment of a trainer, didn't throw in the towel. And the reason why I say that is because the whole point of boxing is to hit your opponent and not get hit by your opponent. He's been stealing half a living for his whole career because he doesn't teach people how to not get hit. I seen when he had Callum Johnson, every Callum Johnson fight, the dude comes out looking like mincemeat. He had Crawler, another dude who was like that. Most of those dudes from Liverpool just don't have defense. That's just the painful truth. They just don't have any defense. Rocky Fulton was another one. You know, they just don't teach defense in those Liverpool gyms, unfortunately, or in that Gallagher gym anyway. But yeah, that was a good performance from Parker, to be honest, because I did not think Parker was going to win by a stoppage. I picked Parker to win on points, but he went out there and really put on a performance. You know, he put on a real good performance. So well done. He knew he must have done some research before the fight because he knew that Morrison was soft to the body. Because from the first round, you could see that there was a clear intent to load up on body punches, especially against a dude who's such a big headhunter like Morrison. You don't really want to be trading body shots with headshots. But he didn't mind doing it. And for the whole entire fight, he just went for that body. Even when he was trying to knock him out, majority of that combination was starting and finishing with body shots. Even now, I'm looking at it now. He stopped him. Most of the shots were to the head. But at that point, he was just in survival mode. But before that, all of those shots were body shots. He must have done some research thinking that Morrison was soft to the body because I think Eubank dropped him with a body shot, if I'm correct. I could be wrong. I can't remember the fight off the head. I remember watching the fight earlier this year. I think that card was on... Who was on that card? Was that the Okoli card? Was that Okoli and Glavatsky? Was it that card? I can't remember. Or was it Chisora versus... It might have been Chisora versus Parker. It was the card where Bivol fought Craig Richards. That was the same card. It was when Bivol fought Craig Richards. I think. I could be wrong. So it might actually be Parker versus Chisora 1 when I saw Morrison fight. Well, yeah, it was a Chisora card. I thought so. And Taylor and Jonas. Oh, okay, yeah. That was actually a stacked card. That was actually a real stacked card. But they had to do that because it was on pay-per-view. It's a good, what's it called? Good performance by Zack Parker. I got to give him credit. Very good performance. Because I thought he was gonna win on points. So he done well. Still got one more fight to go. Oh, and Tennyson got blown out in one round. Oh yeah. Yeah. Tennyson got blown out in one round. I'll never forget that because I remember when Tennyson came off a good win and Johnny Nelson was the same dude who said that James Tennyson could knock out Tank. I'll never forget that day. That was the day when I stopped listening to commentary. I don't listen to don't I never used to listen to Steve Bunce anyway, because I'm not gonna lie, I've been in the same room with Steve Bunce before. I've been in the same like place as Steve Bunce. He doesn't know about boxing. As much as he's been around, but you would think a dude who's been around boxing for so long actually knows about boxing. He actually doesn't. And I used to listen to the Sky pundits. I used to listen to Tony Bellew and stuff. I thought Tony Bellew, when he wasn't talking about dudes that he knew, used to give a good opinion. But I stopped listening to commentary the day when I heard nobody called out the dude, Johnny Nelson, for saying James Tennyson will knock out Tank. I mean, when he said that, I don't know how he got away with that. How do you get away with saying something so stupid? You should not get away with that. You should not get away with that. Like, if I was there, you could not say that around me. I can't type anymore. Those Frank Warren cards hurt my brain. Yeah, I get you, bro. This hasn't been the best card, to be honest. It's been pretty poor. But Lyndon Arthur's in a few weeks. That's a good card. I mean, they could have done put a Dubois on the card or something. Could have put a Dubois on the card or I don't know, man. Cause that was pretty poor, to be honest. Johnny Nelson talks so much absolute crap. No idea how he is getting paid for it. Bro, I don't understand how none of these dudes get paid. Bro, they're actually stealing a living. Because none of these dudes know about boxing. None of them. None of them. Like, some of them, like, I'm not going to lie, yeah. I'll keep it all the way 100. There's about 5 dudes who are actually, like, from the UK who know about boxing, who works for these companies. You know, and you know Dev who works for Queensbury. Bro, that dude is one of the most knowledgeable dudes in boxing. I'm not gonna lie, they got him doing the interviews. He was the one who done the interviews. He was the one who was hosting the press conference for Lyndon Arthur and Anthony Yard. He is one of the most knowledgeable dudes in boxing. I'll tell you why. I go to most press conferences I go to, whenever we end up talking about boxing, I end up realizing who knows and who doesn't know about boxing. Because once we start talking about certain stuff, I know who just talks about who the people that they know or talk about people who they like, but they don't talk about boxing. Dev is the first person who I spoke to. I was like, oh, this dude actually knows about boxing. He's one, but there's not many dudes in boxing that I can think of that actually know about boxing. You know, I know a lot of people talk about Spencer Ferrin. He knows about boxing, but when it comes to Spencer Ferrin is a historian. Like, he knows so much about boxing history. Now, when it comes to modern day boxing, he will tell you himself. Like, I've spoken to Spencer Ferrin many times on Instagram. Like, he will tell you himself. I won't even say what he said because it wouldn't even make sense me saying it. But he does know about boxing. But like, He's one of the people, let's just put it this way. He's one of the people that make me know that I'm in the right profession. Because when I speak to him, the way people speak about Spencer and then the way Spencer speaks to me, I have high respect for Spencer Fearon and I have a high respect for Spencer Fearon, but he knows, like, he knows. That's all I need to say. I don't really want to say too much, but he knows. Like, he's one of the few people I do respect in boxing, though, definitely. I don't really respect much others. Here's Callum Johnson here, speak of the devil. He's right there doing working for BT Sports. Another dude who is an absolute terrible defensive fighter. But he's entertaining to watch, though. Lyndon Arthur versus Anthony Yard. Let me know who you think's gonna win that, Conrad. Lyndon Arthur or Anthony Yard. You know who they should put on the undercard? They should put um Tunde versus Tunde versus Barrett. All right, cool. Think about it. It's gonna be in the fantasy league, so you have to think about it soon. But Tunde versus Barrett should be on the undercard. That should be on the undercard. I'm thinking about putting that on the undercard. I'm thinking about putting Dan Aziz on the fantasy league. Dan Aziz and Jose Burton, but I probably won't put it on the fantasy league. But I'm looking forward to that fight a lot. Tell me who you think's gonna win that, Conrad. Dan Aziz or Jose Burton? Dan Aziz is my boy, so I hope he wins that. Dan Aziz is my guy. That is my guy. Like, I have so much time for Dan Aziz. Right now they're talking about Arthur versus Yard. Conrad, who did you think won the first fight? Arthur or Yard? You thought you thought Arthur won the first fight. Fair enough. Who do you think wins, Conrad? Dan Aziz or Jose Burton? After watching how Jose Burton lost to Bolotniks, it's gonna be difficult. I'm not gonna lie. I think, but then saying that Dan Aziz had his last fight, he wasn't that great neither. But I'm hoping Dan Aziz wins, man. That's my guy. It's showing Callum Johnson's last fight. I love the winner of Callum Johnson to fight the winner of Anthony Yard. Very hard to predict. Yeah, very hard to predict. The winner of Anthony Yard Lyndon Arthur should fight Callum Johnson, and that winner then should fight Joe Smith Jr. And the winner of Vlasov and Boatsy should fight Bivol. But I want to see Bivol fight. I want to see Bivol fight Zerdo Ramirez. That's what I really want to see. Bivol versus Zerdo Ramirez. That's the fight I want to see. Zerdo Ramirez has been calling out Bivol as well, man. I don't know what's going on with Eddie Hearn and Bivol. Like, I don't know. He's not really been running his career correctly. Since he signed with the zone, I don't know how the zone have benefited him. I'm not gonna lie to you. Right, and Bivol hasn't faced elite competition in a while. Exactly. He hasn't faced elite competition in a while because um Eddie Hearn. I don't know why he signed with Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn hasn't done anything for him. If you think about it, his first fight with Eddie Hearn was Joe Smith Jr. and that was a terrific performance. Now you look at where Joe Smith Jr. is in his career after beating Alida Alvarez, after beating Jesse Hart, after beating Vlasov, and he's the WBO champion. That was a terrific performance for Bivol. But since then, you thought he would have gone from strength to strength. You thought he would have gone and fought the likes of Beterbiev or Kovalev when Kovalev was fighting, or Zerdo Ramirez, or Marcus Brown, Buddy Jack, any of those dudes. You thought he would have fought or he would have beat Pascal. You would have thought he would have fought one of those dudes. And if you think about it, this dude beat Pascal when Pascal was on the juice, and he 12-0'd Pascal as well, which is crazy. But since he signed with Eddie Hearn, it's just gone for because when he was with he fought Sullivan Barrera, knocked him out, and he fought uh uh he fought Sullivan Barrera, he fought Joe Smith Jr., he fought Jean Pascal, and since then he's not fought nobody. You know, I would have loved to see this. I know he fought Craig Richards, and I like Craig Richards, but Craig Richards isn't at world level. You know, I really want to see him fight an elite, um, elite world champion or elite 175 pounder. He may get the Canelo payday potentially, but from what I'm hearing, bro, they're trying to match this dude up with people like John Ryder. Like, why? Why are you like, why? Why John Ryder? This dude's already fought Craig Richards. Why? Like, we saw John Ryder lose to Callum Smith. No disrespect to John Ryder, but that's not who I want to be seeing Bivol fight. I want to see Bivol fight someone like Ramirez or Beterbiev. I know Beterbiev is fighting Brown now, but someone. What are my thoughts on Boatsy and Vlasov? Bro, that is an amazing fight. That is as 50-50 as a fight can get. Maybe 55-45. I am really, really, really impressed with Boatsy for taking that fight because you don't have to take that fight. I'm not going to lie. I think Vlasov's favorite. I think Vlasov is favorite because um Vlasov um Vlasov, I think Vlasov's favorite. Not even I don't even think Vlasov is favorite. Vlasov is favorite in that fight. There's nobody that Boatsy's fought who's fought on his level. Nobody. Smith versus Bivol makes sense. Bro, they already fought and Bivol 12-0'd him. He won every single round. Like, what's the point? Bivol beat this dude 12-0. You know, that fight, I want to see Bivol fight Beterbiev or Zerdo Ramirez. I think Boatsy KOs him. Bro, if you think that, bet me. I'll bet you Boatsy don't knock him out. I'll bet you. Bro, Vlasov has fought dudes who hit way harder than Boatsy. Trust me. Vlasov fought Golovkin at cruiserweight. Bro, I watched that fight live. Bro, I watched that fight live, and that fight was a real close fight. And you're forgetting Boatsy is a dude who not Boatsy Golovkin is a dude who's fought so much dudes that his whole career has been at cruiserweight and he's knocked out so much cruiserweights. There was that fight, the only person who was hurt in that fight was Golovkin. Vlasov literally fought so well in that fight. He fought so well, moving up to cruiserweight, 25 pounds, and he still gave Golovkin a good fight. Boatsy's not knocking that dude out. And I watched him against Joe Smith Jr. and Joe Smith is cracking. That dude is cracking. and Joe Smith couldn't knock this dude down, much less out. Joe Smith was losing that fight up until the last 2 rounds, and I love Joe Smith. I talk to Joe Smith on Instagram all the time. I love Joe Smith, and Joe Smith was losing that fight up until the last 2 rounds. If Vlasov won the one of the last 2 rounds, Vlasov would have left with that strap. Vlasov would have left with that strap. I'm telling you. Vlasov is a he has way more pedigree than Buatsi, trust me. And the dude who Buatsi fought, not in his last fight, in the fight before, shows me that his defense isn't good enough for someone like Vlasov. Plus, Vlasov is a dude who fights southpaw. He's very awkward. He's got power, like he's got real power. You're forgetting Vlasov is a dude who had Joe Smith going back. And Joe Smith's got an amazing chin. He's got an amazing chin. Amazing chin. One of the best chins at 175. He had Joe Smith going back. Vlasov is awkward. He fights at angles. Trust me, if Buatsi wins this fight, bro, he's the real deal. He is the real deal. Because this is gonna be a tough fight. Bro, trust me, I think he's an underdog in this fight. And I give him so much credit for taking this fight because he didn't have to. But before that, me and Jeff said on the live, we said Buatsi should fight Vlasov because before we saw that Eddie Hearn was trying to make, we said this on live as well, Eddie Hearn was trying to make Buatsi versus Bivol, and we're like, Vlasov, when he fought Joe Smith Jr., done a Bivol impression. He literally tried to fight just like Bivol when he fought Joe Smith. And he done an amazing Bivol impression. So I think if Buatsi can get past Vlasov, he's ready for Bivol. Trust me. Yeah, it will show if Bivol can handle Canelo. Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think Bivol wins that fight, but he gets robbed on the cards. That's what I think happens. I think Bivol will beat Canelo, but they'll rob him on the cards. That's what I think. 100% agrees, especially considering how close the Jose Smith fight. Oh yeah, the Joe Smith fight was real close, bro. Real close. Callum, not Joe. No, I definitely don't. Callum Smith versus Bivol. That don't make sense, bro. Callum Smith has been inactive. He ain't had no top level wins, bro. I'd rather see him rematch Craig Richards before I see that fight, bro. I don't want to see him fight Callum Smith. Callum Smith needs to go fight Anthony Yard or something like that. Bivol needs to go fight a world level opponent. Zerdo Ramirez, Marcus Brown, Viterbiev, those dudes. The winner of, well, Buddy Jack's supposed to be fighting Rocky Fielding. I actually got invited to go to that fight. I won't go though, but uh Buddy Jack versus Rocky Fielding, the winner of that, maybe potentially, but I want to see him fight world level opponents. The only reason why I don't want to see him fight Joe Smith is because he beat Joe Smith so easily. Like 12-0. He almost knocked Joe Smith out. If you go watch that 12th round of Bivol versus Joe Smith Jr., you would actually see the dude was hanging on. And I've never seen Joe Smith in a fight like that, where the dude was literally hanging on to even survive. So I don't want to see that fight. I want to see Bivol versus Beterbiev or Zerdo Ramirez. Those are the two. And with Zerdo Ramirez calling him out every day, I'm literally always seeing it on like social media and stuff and like news articles and stuff. I want to see Zerdo Ramirez versus Bivol. This fight still ain't started yet. We're still waiting for this Heaney fight to start. How long do we have to wait? It's gonna take so long. We've been on live for 3 hours. Amazing. Oh boy, this fight is taking forever to start. I assume they thought the Zack Parker fight was gonna go the distance because it's now 10:44 UK time, and we still haven't seen. I think the ring walks are finally now, so that's good. I thought the fights would have been finished by this time because I gotta go sleep to wake up for Canelo versus Plant. But for those who haven't, YSM, you're in the building, bro. Why haven't you made your predictions for this fantasy league? Show the team some support. Everybody else in the chat, I think you've already done it. Thanks for supporting the team. We have had a we've had a few new faces in the league. This who's going to be appearing in this league. So go to g5jeftv.com and stay within a chance of winning $500 as well as other prizes. It's free to play. All you need to do is make your predictions for Canelo versus Plant. Winner takes $500 home. As easy as that. Jan Janin is making his way to the ring. Let's see how this fight goes. This Heaney dude has had a lot of hype around him. He's one of the he's one of the Frank Warren fighters that I've never seen fight live. I've seen him fight on TV, but I've only seen him fight once on TV and it wasn't entertaining. But I've never seen him fight live. Conrad, let me know. Have you know Umar Sadiq? I don't know if you know who Umar Sadiq is, but after his fight against what's that Russian cat's name? I don't think he's had a fight since then. Let me know. Has he had a fight since the that Russian kid that he fought when he went all the way to Russia to fight? It was the other day, last year. Hitman Heaney. This dude's got a lot of fans. There's about 3,000 fans in there. 4,000 fans in there for this one individual. Umar Sadiq. Umar Sadiq. I don't know if you know who he is. Um, who did he fight? He fought a dude that fought the dude that fought the dude that fought Groves when Groves won the world title. What's that dude's name? The Russian cat, man. What's that Russian dude's name? You're gonna make me check. I can't remember his name now. Bro, don't make me check. I have to check, bro. You don't remember. Chudinov. When yeah, no, he has fought. That answers my question. Do you not remember when Umar Sadiq fought Chudinov? This was in Russia. Umar Sadiq traveled from the UK to fight Chudinov in Russia. I don't know if you knew that fight. That. Well, fair enough. But yeah, that's what I was talking about, bro. I can't wait to see Ray Vargas today as well. Ray Vargas has been out of the ring for so long. And what the WBC is doing with that belt is so unfortunate because he should be fighting Gary Russell Jr. Why don't they just force Gary Russell Jr. to either fight him or relinquish the belt? Like, what is going on? Fight Ray Vargas. This dude is just stealing a living. Another dude just sitting on the bench. He actually makes. He is one of my least favorite fighters. Every fight Gary Russell has, I want him to lose. Every fight, because this dude is just so annoying. He just don't fight. Like, as my boy Blunt always says, you have to check this dude's occupation to see if he's still a boxer. Because I don't know what he's doing. Like, if I ever like, there was a story. I have to say the story. A dude was like, oh, um, a dude was telling Jeff that he got Gary Russell on his channel to do an interview. Jeff was like, "What the hell were you talking about? What did you have the dude on your channel for? What's the point of having someone like Gary Russell on your channel? There's no point. Like, what are you gonna do? There's nothing to do talking to someone like Gary Russell until this dude has a fight. This dude is basically unemployed. He's literally, he might as well just be at the job center or collecting welfare checks or something, because this dude doesn't even fight anymore. It's fighters like that who have the vision on hold, where you got a dude like Ray Vargas who's ready and willing to fight for the title. You just got waiting in the wind. Bro, it's a joke. It's an absolute joke. And in the same weight class, you got someone like Navarrete, who's fought like 5 times during COVID. Like, it's just, dudes like that really, really grind my gears, I swear to God. Janan, Janin, I've never seen this dude fight, but he's supposed to be a switcher. So let's see how he does today. Let's see if he needs all hype. I hope this fight ends in a knockout, by the way. This Nathan Heaney's got a ridiculously robotic fighting style. This dude fights like he's got a metal spine and metal joints. Like, everything is just so rigid and stiff. He might as well be the Tin Man from um what's it called? Wizard of Oz. Yeah, I think they picked him to give Heaney a KO. Bro, this dude is just so, this card is just so trash. I mean, Denzel Bentley got the knockout. Zack Parker got an impressive knockout. Gotta give him credit for that. But other than that, I ain't been impressed at all. Like his last 2 fights. I don't remember what fight I seen of the dude, but I seen him fight before. From what I remember, he just remembered. I just remember him being real stiff. It's for the IBO belt as well, but obviously we don't really count that. Didn't Eubank Jr. have the IBO belt at middleweight, or was that at super middleweight? I don't know. I could be wrong. No, that was at super middleweight, because I remember he beat James DeGale for it. Vacant WBO middleweight title. Conrad, who do you think wins? Nathan Heaney or Denzel Bentley? Had KO against 2 Uber drivers with body shots. I don't even remember. I watched him fight. I just don't remember when, but I just remember him being real stiff. Eubank had that belt at 168. Yeah, Jeff's in the building. Shout out to Jeff, my the general of the channel. The I should say the owner of the channel, should I say? I would favor Bentley. I hope Bentley wins. Bentley's my guy, man. I like Bentley. Bentley's my guy. What the hell is this dude doing? The dude who's fighting Heaney, I don't know what this dude. Watch when he ducks his head. He's ducking his head. I mean, it's working because he's slipping the shots, but that's because Heaney is so robotic and so rigid. Like, his punches are so. Literally like the Tin Man from A Wizard of Oz. He's literally got a metal spine and metal joints. Everything just seems so rigid and stiff. But the dude who he's fighting, bro, this dude looks like a bus driver. Like, this dude has no method of defending himself. He's deploying the high guard and still getting hit. It's real embarrassing right now. It is really embarrassing. He's still getting hit. But you know one thing he's doing well though? When he's deploying the high guard, he's keeping his head tucked to his chin. And the ducking he's doing is so unorthodox because he's going literally right down to the floor. Literally, he almost ducked in, and his high guard gloves almost touched the ground. if Heaney can catch this dude on his way down, he could actually drop him just off balance issues. Because the momentum of him ducking his head could actually just, if you just give him a little punch, he actually might just fall over, just tip the balance of momentum. "12 seconds left of the first round." I mean, this is the definition of a cream puff that they put him in there with. They literally put this dude in there with a cream puff. One round down. This is a real bad card. Paulie Malignaggi here stateside offers the best boxing commentary, to be honest. Now, I like Roy Jones Jr. I'm not going to lie to you, bro. I like Roy Jones Jr. But yeah, I like Roy Jones Jr. He is my personal favorite. Roy Jones and Sean Porter. I really like Sean Porter as well. But Marvin, shout out to you for sticking around, man. I hope you went to make your predictions as well. Thank you for sticking around, man. It's been a hard watch. It's the comment section that's kept me going watching through this live, because these fights have been real hard to watch. Right, he got hit with a good shot. Carl Froch is an arrogant guy, but I like his boxing commentary. Carl Froch don't know how to score rounds, though. That's the problem with Carl Froch. This guy will give a fight that's close with 5 drawn rounds. I mean, I don't really. When you give drawn rounds, I don't really. He's a guy who don't really. He's entertaining to listen to, but I don't think he knows what he's talking about half the time. But yeah, thanks for sticking around, Marvin. I respect that. Again, plug in. If you haven't gone to g5jefftv.com, go ahead and try and win $500. Free to play. Fantasy League. Not gonna lie, I had a couple moments during this card where I fell asleep for a second or two. Bro, I wouldn't blame you. If it wasn't for me being on live, I would have fell asleep as well. To be fair, I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna be live for 18 cards this year. This was the weakest card. This was definitely the weakest card. And I think that's why Jeff left me to be on live by myself, to be honest. But I don't mind being on live. I want to build up a bit of momentum so people know that they can trust us to be on live for fights. If we only pick what fights to be on live for, we don't build enough trust. So I think this way we can build a little bit of trust with the people that's watching us. I bet Arthur a plus 500 first fight and still like him in this one, but possibly a dodgy decision. Bro, he's getting knocked out. Arthur's getting knocked out, trust me. Arthur's getting knocked out. I'm telling you that. And I'm willing to do a personal bet with you right now. Arthur's getting knocked out. Arthur is getting knocked out. And he's getting knocked out bad as well. Trust me. This is some dreadful card. I haven't watched a bad card. It's one of the worst cards I've seen in a long time. For the stable of fighters that shout out to Miles Williams, another dude who's made his prediction in the fantasy league. Bro, we've had a few new faces, so shout out to you. Marvin, if you haven't, I'm gonna tell you one, I'm gonna tell you again, g5jefftv.com. Make your predictions for that fantasy league, bro. Usually Warren's cards are at least a decent main event. You know what? Yeah, I like Frank Warren because he does normally do a decent main event and he does put dudes in to fight each other. But his undercards are normally real bad, real bad. His undercards are normally real bad, but his main events tend to be real good. But with a card like with the middleweight selection that he has, with the super middleweight selection that he has, you just thought there would have been a bit more competitiveness. I thought there would have been a bit more competitiveness, you know. You could find dudes that's a little bit more competitive than what I've seen so far. I don't even know what is the main event on this card. Bro, it's been it's funny. This is a card all this card is all undercard. Yeah, trust me. Bro, this is a card full of cards that you full of fights that you would watch before a main event. Like will be a card that you'll see before you will see a Arthur and Yard. This is what you expect to see before you see a Arthur and Yard. Not as the main event. Who's winning? Morrison. No, Morrison got knocked out already, bro. He got knocked out in the third round. Got knocked out or fourth round with a body shot. He got knocked down twice in the second round. Got knocked down once in the third round. He got absolutely pulverized in the third round. In the fourth round, sorry. Conrad boxing, yeah, he got dropped like 4 times in that fight, bro. He's done. Over. Right now we're watching Heaney, the robot from Wizard of Oz, or the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz, fight this barber or this bus driver. This bus driver is doing a Sugar Ray Robinson impression right now with his head movement. Heaney is going to the body with these shots. The dude looks real tough though, because he's taking these shots real well. He's got a lot of good survival instinct as well. But he should get stopped. That body shot looked like it hurt. Dude is so robotic. It's ridiculous. Anybody with a good half good transition, they would be able to knock this dude out. This dude is so robotic. I have to give a massive shout out to my boy Conrad. Massive shout out to my boy Conrad. Trust me. Like this dude is always in there with us, no matter how much people are in there. Trust me, I give you so much respect. So thank you for all the support and love. I respect that. The dude knocked down by a shot at the back of the head. But the shot wasn't even that bad. Come on, dude, man. If the dude's giving him a count, he's going to the ref, he took a knee. I wonder if the dude's gonna go for a knockout. Yeah, bro, Heaney is so easy to hit, but this dude ain't gonna knock him out. This dude probably ain't got no power. Heaney's looking for the stoppage right now. I want this dude to fight someone. Now, I'd favor Bentley to beat this dude. This dude is just a bigger Heffron. No head movement, no defense. And he'll just get pinged by Denzel Bentley. And Denzel Bentley's way more athletic than this dude. This dude is just so rigid and stiff. He just fights at one range. And he got hit with a good shot there, but he didn't do absolutely nothing to him. Again, this guy's so easy to hit, but he's got no power. This Janin or whatever his name is ain't got no power. I'm just gonna call him Janin. This ain't got no power. But Heaney is real sloppy, boy. He's a real sloppy fighter. Bruce Scholes made his prediction for the fantasy league as well. Shout out to you, Bruce Scholes. I respect that. COVID really derailed Bivol momentum. He was really peaking, but needs to get back versus a top contender like Buatsi versus Vlasov winner. Callum Johnson also, who who rocked Prime Batebi. The problem with Callum Johnson, as I keep saying, he's been out of the ring for so long, and he's not. I want to see him fight Zurdo Ramirez, bro. That's who I want to see him fight, Zurdo Ramirez. I don't want to see him fight none of these other dudes. In terms of COVID, bro, I don't think it's COVID. I just think Eddie Hearn just keeps lining this dude up for fights, and he's not putting him with good enough fighters. That's Eddie Hearn's fault. Put him in with a good fighter. Like, you tell him, but it's the same thing he's doing with Andrade. Like, just get him a good fight. This is why I don't like anybody who interviews Eddie Hearn, because they don't say nothing that asks him any boxing questions. They ask him the same questions about the same fighters. This dude's supposed to have a large stable. Like, what is he doing at 175? What is he doing with the likes of Andrade? He's never held a cut up about these dudes you interview. Trust me. And yeah, when I see Eddie Hearn, that's what I'm gonna ask him. I haven't seen Eddie Hearn in a while though. But if I ask him, that's what I'm gonna. The first question I'm gonna ask him is about Bivol. What are you doing for this dude's career? Because you haven't done anything. You know what? I'm gonna have to pull up on this dude one time. I'm not gonna lie. I have to pull up on this dude one time because that is so frustrating. Where does AJ go if he loses to Usyk? Bro, I don't know. And it's not if, it's when. It's when he loses to Usyk. Marvin says Vlasov's chin is concrete. Buatsi would have to outbox him. Vlasov's chin is as good as. Bro, he says Smith landed his best shots on him that would have knocked anyone else out. Bro, that's a fact. Not just Vlasov. Go watch Vlasov versus Glavatsky. And yes, Glavatsky, who's the cruiserweight, he was cruiserweight WBO champion. The Glavatsky, who was knocking dudes out at cruiserweight. Go watch that fight. Vlasov took everything Glavatsky had. Everything. And he was 25 pounds. 25 pounds. He had to put on 25 pounds to even make weight. He was way under the cruiserweight limit. Way under. Glavatsky was way bigger than him. And he took everything Glavatsky had. Go watch that fight back. I watched that fight live. Vlasov is not getting knocked out by Buatsi. I am willing to bet anyone. I'm willing to bet. I'll bet £1,000 right now that Vlasov ain't getting knocked out. I'll bet anyone. I'll bet Buatsi himself that he's not knocking out Vlasov. I'll bet Buatsi himself that he's not knocking out Vlasov. This dude looks like he's about to get knocked out. He's about to get knocked out. If Heaney picks his shots, he can stop this dude. This dude is doing so much unnecessary moving. I don't even think Buatsi going to be able to outbox him because Vlasov is difficult to box. He's very awkward as well. You know, he's a southpaw, and Buatsi's not the best defensive fighter. The dude he fought before Bolotniks really exposed a lot of his vulnerabilities, especially at long range. This dude's picking up some long, good body shots. Buatsi's got a lot of learning to do, but as I said earlier in the live, if he can beat Vlasov, he's the real deal. He is the real deal, and I give him credit for taking this fight because not many dudes will take this fight. I would pick Vlasov to beat Anthony Yarde. I'll tell you that right now. I picked Vlasov to beat Anthony Yarde. Vlasov was beating Joe Smith Jr. Up until the last 2 rounds, Vlasov was winning that fight. Even Joe Smith Jr. said if the last 2 rounds was really where he took the fight. I just need this fight to be over because right now it's 11:08. I've been on live for 3 hours and 18 minutes, and I haven't seen one entertaining fight. I've seen entertaining knockouts, but in terms of an entertaining fight, I ain't seen one. Yarde versus Arthur should be interesting. Yarde versus Arthur is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I think Arthur's going to get knocked out, though. The one time I saw Yarde step on the gas and put the levels on, he almost got him out of there. The one round where Yarde actually went out there and tried to be aggressive and throw his punches, he almost got Arthur out of there. So that means that if he steps on the gas from earlier, he'll be able to wear him down and stop him. This dude is really picking his shots now, but this dude that he's fighting, he's got some good survival instinct because Even though he's getting hit with shots, he knows how to ride the shots, so they're not hitting flush, and he's just really bobbing and weaving, doing a lot of head movement, so it's hard for you to hit him flush. He's always got his hands up. His hands up. His head is glued. His chin is glued to his chest. You know, he's doing a real good job at surviving, even though he's got no chance of winning. It's one of those ones where you probably see the corner fall in the towel, or the ref call the fight. This is gonna be a real trash fight, man. Oh, this is why I don't really like British boxing that much. British boxing is so there. When you look at the levels between the British prospects and the American prospects, it's just day and night. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. Um, Conrad, when was the last? What's happening with Madrimov? You should know. Madrimov at 154. What's happening with Madrimov? I ain't heard from that guy in a long time. Another dude who signed with Eddie Hearn and his career hasn't gone anywhere. This is becoming a real ball fest right now. Oh, that was a good knockout, not uppercut though. He's really hurt the dude now, but there's only 11 seconds left. If this dude can see out this wave, right? He's luckily seen out the round. He got hit with a real good uppercut, and I think that might have broken his nose. I think that might have broken his nose. That shot was a real good uppercut, and as soon as he got hit with it, he started to retreat. I think that shot broken his nose. Once that happens, you know a fighter's breathing is going to be affected. But when he went for the kill, he didn't even land nothing clean. Oh, duh. So painful watching boxing at this level. Rather tip to fight Ruiz on his comeback. Who you think wins? Oh, Ruiz gets knocked out clean. Ruiz gets knocked out probably in the first 3 rounds, first 2 rounds. Problem is, Ruiz took off all of that fat and muscle. I mean, fat, and and he stripped himself so much that he's not physically as strong as he used to be. And defensively, he's never been that great neither. And to beat the style that he fights, he's got to walk Wilder down. So that means he's got to walk through fire to get his success. That ain't gonna happen. Because once Wilder lands that right hand, he's going sleep. I mean, if Chris Ariola's stunning you and dropping you, I mean, I don't really, you don't have any chance against someone like a Wilder, because Wilder's gonna absolutely annihilate you. Apparently, Madrimov is supposed to fight Michael Sorrow next. Maybe. I hope he does, because that would be a decent fight for him. I mean, I want Madrimov to fight the winner of Inoue and Tim Tszyu. That's what I want to see. Or Madrimov versus Jesse Vargas. The dude is coming forward. He wants to fight now. He's coming for the fight. He's walking forward, walking Heaney down. The dude's gone. You know what? I'm just gonna throw caution to the wind. The dude literally has been walking forward, walking into shots. He said, "You know what? Forget it. I'm gonna abandon my defense and this head movement. I'm just gonna walk this dude down." And he is so crap. This dude is so crap because you could have just easily just stopped this dude because the dude is so easy to hit. You ain't got no punch variety and no killer instinct and finishing ability. Every punch is so telegraphed and easy to see. That was a good body shot though. Slow feet, slow walk down game. This is just an absolute embarrassment. How you ain't knocked this dude out, I don't know. I was saying this guy is so rigid and so stiff. The Tin Man from Wizard of Oz. That's what his name should be. His name's Hitman. It should be the Tin Man. Trust me. Oh, that was a good shot. Stop this dude, bro. Just finish him off. How have you not? That was a good pivot, but then you don't give yourself enough space. I can't believe this fight is still on, bro. It's on because this dude is crap. Dude is such a trash fighter. Oh, Jesus Christ, I need this fight to be over. Oh my God. This card has been so rubbish. Even if the quality is not good, at least make it competitive. It's been an embarrassment to the sport of boxing right now. Absolutely embarrassing. What can I say? Shout out to everybody even stay tuned through this live because I know it must be painful for you. Because it's been painful for me. Quick story on Heyman and Gary Russell. Heyman said, "Would you rather fight once a year or multiple times a year and have a higher chance to lose?" That's funny. Gary Russell is a clown. Well, I don't know if you're watching this fight on rewind because we weren't speaking. We ain't spoken about Gary Russell for about five, like 30 minutes now. You've been a bit behind the chat, bro. I don't know if you're watching it on rewind or something, but if you are, it's cool. You could be watching. Oh no, that did it, bro. I didn't even see it. I didn't even see him do the RD shuffle. I'm about to see it now. He hit the dude with a good punch though. Bro, from the start of the fight, this dude's been feeling himself. I told you this dude was doing the Sugar Ray Robinson head movement, the Mike Tyson overhand lefts and rights. He's switching southpaw and orthodox like Crawford. But bro, it should be over soon. It should be over soon. I can't take this anymore as well. Bro, this is embarrassing. Finish the dude, bro. Just finish him off, man. I can't take this, bro. Just finish this dude. You are so crap if you can't finish this dude off. I swear. Oh, bro, I don't know how. I could never be a commentator on this card. Oh my gosh. This is becoming embarrassing, bro. The dude is just right there for you to knock him out. Knock him out, bro. This is why I like dudes like Beterbiev. Okay, it should be over now. It should be over. Finish this dude off. How are you still making him slip you? What are you? Oh my gosh, this dude's doing early shuffles and stuff. What is this? Bro, this is just some joke, bro. This is an absolute joke. I swear to God, I'm done watching this fight. I can't take this anymore. Bro, against a local pub dude, bro, this is ridiculous. Gary Russell talks too much. He needs to fight Tank or Teal. Bro, this dude needs to retire, bro, or find a new job. Start collecting welfare stamps or something, because this dude is a Jesus. Oh, it's over. It's finally over. It's over. It's over. Finally, thank God. This fight is over. I am so happy. Thank you, bro. You finally took me out of my misery. Jesus Christ. And people actually paid to go to this fight. Bro, Frank Warren couldn't give me this fight for free. Almost 4 hours. Yeah, bro. I respect you so much, Conrad, for staying in there with me. I respect you. For those who haven't, go to g5jeftv.com and register for the Fantasy League to get a chance to win $500. A lot of you have already done it already. If you have, I respect you. If you haven't, it's still not too late. The first fight is Canelo versus Plant. We need everybody to sign up. So tell a friend to tell a friend, and you make sure you're in there so you can win $500. I'm literally about to jump off because I've been on live for 3 hours, 30 minutes, and my head is about to explode because I haven't seen one good fight. But shout out to my bro Conrad for actually sticking around with me. I respect that. Miles Williams, I respect you as well. Marvin, thank you very much for tuning in. If you haven't gone to g5jeftv.com, don't forget to do that. Take your pick. Obviously the general G5 Jeff TV, YSM, Adrian, Luke Sumner. Who else was in the building? Andre Southgate was in the building as well. Who else? Rocky Rodriguez. Sorry, shout out to you, my bro, and everybody else, man. Uh, Whoever I missed, thank you, and yeah, man, shout. Oh, before I go, no, yeah. I don't know if we're going live for tonight. I have to ask Jeff if we're going live for the Canelo fight. If we are, I need overtime pay, Jeff. For this live that I just done today, I need overtime pay because this was painful. But yeah, shout out to everybody.